Hello, my fellow Weeaboos. It's the Weeaboo Warrior here, and I also brought a friend with me. Say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
He's another Weeaboo, and today, if you could tell from what I have up on my screen here, is we're talking about the SethTheProgrammer drama. I was actually asked to look at this by my fellow YouTube powerscaler Noodles, so I will be checking this out and give my take on it. And hopefully he is actually exposed, and I agree that he needs to be deplatformed because that will make room for me to take over the YouTube power scaling community and get rid of one of my biggest rivals. Don't worry, I'm not biased, and I will be completely unbiased when making my judgments. What about you, fellow Weeaboo?
Yeah, definitely. As a longtime watcher of Seth, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what's going on. I have no idea. We're coming into this pretty blind, so.
Yep, I heard a little bit, but I don't know too much. I heard he's been talking some crap about people and maybe doing some shady things behind the business to his fellow collaborators, but we'll see exactly what he's done. I know a few people have made a video on it, but the most viewed video one is Clyde, so I'm going to check that one out. And if you don't remember, I actually have a history with Clyde. I made a video debunking one of his videos before, so check that out if you haven't seen that, but... we're not here to debunk Clyde today. We're here to, well, maybe we will debunk him if I don't like what he has to say, but we'll see.
It'll be a good chance to debate him. Have you ever debated him before?
Well, we talked a little bit after my video on his Discord, but after, I will be coming out with a Bleach tier list eventually, like my Naruto one and some of my other ones, if you've seen those. So after that, I would be willing to debate him on my Bleach tier list if he doesn't agree with it, because it will be the best Bleach tier list ever made. Just saying. Okay, let's get into this video. It's 2 hours long, well, 2 hours and 46 minutes long, so I don't know if we'll be watching the whole thing, but we'll try to see some of it at least.
I hope there's a synopsis at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe skip to the good parts. But let's see what we got here.
See if there's some timestamps.
Last forever for your loved ones. Give them the gift of
I don't care about my loved ones. I care about anime, goddammit. Let's skip this.
At least you're supporting your fellow creators, like everybody watching should.
Yeah. Yeah, support me, please. Don't watch anyone else's ads, just mine.
Like, subscribe,
Oh god,
follow.
this one is too.
I'm snaking. I don't even know how I would snake any of them. How would I snake any of these people in question?
Oh yeah, that reminds me, if Seth is actually guilty here, or even if he's not, I challenge him to YouTube boxing. So Seth, if you have any cojones, you have to own up and face me in YouTube boxing if they actually accept me, someone as small as me, into the YouTube boxing ring.
Oh,
But,
I know who I'm gonna bet on.
yeah, but we have, we could also, my friend here actually had the idea of we could debate in between each round of, we could, he was saying an anime battle, but I was thinking we could also just debate on who just won the last round, and the end would be judged by who thought they actually won the debate and not the fight. But you would actually have the advantage if you're winning the fight because you would have better arguments on why you should have won.
Yeah,
but,
a little bit of brain damage, a little bit of arguing, you know.
Yeah. But okay,
who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, let's get on with this.
Did you and Clyde fall out about Naruto vs. Ichigo? No, that's cringe. Stop being cringy. I'm not gonna lose a friend over like 7 years because of fucking anime. Like, you gotta get over that.
I just have to say, I would destroy everyone, my entire family, and my friends for anime. So clearly, you should be subscribed to me, not him, because he doesn't put it all into anime
He's
like
not
me.
dedicated.
Yeah, you have to be fully dedicated. I would kill this man next to me for an extra view.
Yeah, I don't lie to people. Like, I'm not like snaky. I'm very like, when it comes to my relationships with people, I always tell people like what I think and how I feel and all those things. I'm never like, if I don't like you, you can just like tell. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not snaky at all.
Yeah, I can tell.
That's very disingenuous to say.
Yeah, but you see, I am snaky. I'm venomous. I'm like a constrictor. I could squeeze you until you're done. In a debate, an argument, in a fight, I'm a snake. I'll swallow my prey alive. Okay, let's keep going.
Especially people that have no.
We're never gonna get through this.
Yeah.
You know,
It will take 10 hours to get through this video.
If I didn't like you, you would just know, bro. Like, it was just wildly apparent. So no, I never snaked anybody or anything like that. Like, I would not have helped Clyde and Chuck make a career. I could have done everything I've done now without any of those losers. So.
Okay, about what he just said. I wouldn't be surprised if he could have done it without them, but that's not a very nice thing to say. Just saying.
I mean, it's kind of like not necessarily taken out of context, but it seems like they're just like a couple seconds out of like a longer stream. So we'll have to see though.
Actually, hold on. Let me delete this community tab post because I'm not sure that is happening anymore. It
Go
would
like
be a
2 times
miracle
speed.
Yeah.
if
I don't
that
know.
post
Honestly, I'm not sure what he's saying. It sounds like he's kind of rambling a bit, but.
I mean, yeah, it's like 2.5 hours long.
Let me read this out loud for everybody. And the process of making this video has been one of the most exhausting. I need it brighter. Oh, no. I can't be accurate here. You know, I'm going to make this big. Okay. And the process of making this video has been one of the most exhausting things I've ever had to do throughout my close to 12 years of making YouTube content. I generally wanted to avoid things ever getting to this point. However, I've been forced into this situation by Seth, and you all deserve to hear my experience of working with him, or it'll never be told to the public. Okay, well, I'm here to hear. Well, that's it. Well, I'm here to hear. That doesn't sound right, but I am here to hear about it.
Here to listen.
Yes, and hear. No, I'm not going to listen. I'm just going to hear it in my ears. I'm just going to go through in one and out the other. But, okay. Watch until the end. Okay, can I skip to the end right now?
That Seth the programmer and I do not collaborate.
Wait. I think I just saw something important here. This is the most important video I will ever have to make. No, because if he ever makes a video about me, yeah, it's going to be about my Bleach tier list. That will be the most important video he ever has to make.
No, it's going to be about you beating up Seth.
Okay, or that in the boxing match.
So a lot of you will probably notice by now that Seth the programmer and I do not collaborate on content, follow each other on any social media, stream together anymore, and whenever Naruto vs. Ichigo is brought up on my streams, I either avoid the topic, direct people to Seth, or hide people from my Twitch chat when they spam questions in regards to the project. Well, for those of you unaware, Seth and I have not spoken in voice chat since January of 2022. You may be thinking to yourself, this seems to be a pretty common trend with Seth. Another one of his friends is now not associated with him. Well, this isn't the first time this has happened, or the second for that matter when it comes to us too. But no one has really known about our association beyond just YouTube formality in public. All of the stuff in this video has been kept a secret, mostly because I thought he and I could just move on, do our YouTube stuff, and be adults. But just like every other time, we've had drama like this, or he's deleted or blocked me, or cut me off for any random drop-of-the-hat reason, he just can't stop himself from talking about me, my friends, or his own quote-unquote friends, on his streams, his videos, or anywhere else.
It sounds like he's being clingy. I'm not reading all this, but from what I see in the chat, he's being clingy and he wanted to play Among Us. Yeah, that's kind of strange.
And with the very clear recent spiral of his mental health, which can be seen by his sporadic tweets and the stuff that he says on his streams, also the threats about doing something to the
community. Yeah, okay.
I need to read these because...
Seth freaking out, deleting me over not giving him enough attention. You can see the gap where we didn't call for 2 months because he deleted me.
Random drop-of-the-hat reason, he just can't stop himself from talking about me.
Yeah, I didn't want to play Among Us and had to tag him in the Naruto vs. Ichigo server to get him to add me back.
Are these their actual Discord accounts?
My friends.
I'm always so cautious of things like this because you never know if these are just
videos or anywhere else. And with the very clear reasons.
I've made enough to retire.
What? Honestly, that seems like a half joke, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read it in a completely satirical voice, but
unless he's made millions off YouTube, I wouldn't say he's
way.
enough to retire.
Yeah.
But, yeah, maybe he could live in a trailer for the rest of his life.
Unless he's selling like Mr. Beast level merch.
I want to be a burden to society. I want people to suffer for their culture and feel the weight of all the pain they feel indifferent to that their society has generated. I am a poison that slowly kills everyone. Wait, I thought he wasn't a snake. He has poison now? I despise you. Oh yeah, venom. I'll abuse the system and make you suffer. What is he even talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. It just sounds like he's being like edgy on purpose.
Yeah, I know. That's what it seems like.
You make anime content for a living, get a real job, and stop being a burden to... Oh, I guess this is a response to this. This is weird. I guess Twitch or Twitter does this where you like the response to what you're talking about is below, which is weird. It should be above because I want to read it in the order it happened. So it just sounds like he's getting angry at this guy. This guy is saying things I don't like. You make anime content for a living, get a real job. Well, I do have a real job. I would like to make anime content for a living because that'd be much better for me. And yeah, I wouldn't care if I'm a burden to society. I just want to, I wouldn't be a burden to society, but I would be using anime to make everyone who's watching my content happier. Yeah. But also, I want money and to stay home in my basement and watch anime for a living, goddammit.
You don't even have a basement.
Don't tell them that. That's my secret. I live in my mother's basement. Don't listen to him. Like a real weeaboo. Shaming them isn't enough. Sick, depressed, betrayed, anxious, hateful.
Okay, that's a little less. Yeah, can't really mix that up.
Cringe.
He's listening to some emo music.
Yeah. Didn't we see this already? Did we go back?
All the time, my hand has been forced. Trust me when I say I did not want to have to make this video. Along with that, though,
Actually,
there
he's
are
probably
channels
making a lot of
popping
money
up
off
spreading
Twitch.
drama about Seth that I
You should make it. Oh, you have a Twitch. Plug your Twitch.
Oh yeah, I have a Twitch. No one really looks at it, but I'm actually thinking of starting streaming my games and stuff. I already started. If you were one of the few hundred people who saw it, I streamed Elden Rings a couple months back, just a couple of videos of it too, and then I actually made a gaming channel with no videos on it yet. But I was thinking of start uploading my gaming streams on there and maybe like stream them on Twitch and then upload them onto my YouTube channel. So look out for that. I think I have my Twitch linked to my YouTube, so go there.
I've known Seth since November of 2016. I initially reached out to him after watching some YouTube videos on how to grow your YouTube channel, and the best method suggested was to make friends with creators of the same style of content and to try and have sort of a community to help each other thrive. You've no doubt seen countless YouTube circles that bounce off one another like this, and this in turn did actually happen because I reached out to Seth on Twitter, he replied to me, we started talking through DM, and in truth, I actually enjoyed his content. And a few months before this, I had met Swag Kage, whom I connected with Seth, and then the next thing you know, we had our community, where we'd collaborate, and we were all pretty much known as the main three, with Chuck being Seth's old friend that covered Dragon Ball and would make debunk-related content with him. Now, I want to preface before I get...
Don't worry, my time will come. I will become the top YouTuber out of these guys. But I have no grudges against anyone. I don't really care. I will make YouTube videos with Clyde, Noodles, SethTheProgrammer still. I don't care. Just make me more famous. That's what I want. I want more money from YouTube. Yeah, I want money from YouTube. I don't care. And I want you to all watch my great content. And I will just say it to your face.
And if any of you are rich Saudi princes...
Yeah, I have rich Saudi princes. Please give me money.
Into this video that, although Swag Kage and I haven't really talked very much in the past 2 years, or collabed, this has been mostly due to Seth's manipulation of Swag behind the scenes. Ever since he and I had drama in 2018, that's Seth I'm talking about, he wanted me to be as far away from Swag Kage as possible, because he knew that if I could talk to Swag, then I could show him what was going on behind the scenes.
This sounds like people fighting over a girl.
All the time, why when I was not in call with them, and various other bad things which has taken place over the course of the past few years. So for those of you who are curious why I don't collab with Swag, well, there's your answer. Now, I'm going to show Swag Kage something here in this video that's definitely going to get his attention. To say that I've been cooking in the past year would be a very big understatement.
He hurt me so bad. He fucked me up. He asked if I was on the spectrum.
Oh my god.
Which shit I might be, but because this is a serious question, are you on the spectrum? And I said, what the f is that? Like, I was crying at the time, but like, I'm glad we weren't calling. It was just through text. And God, what else? He just said that I was awful, and it was horrible. He said I was disgusting.
Really? I'm genuinely with all my heart. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault. I did not deserve that. I did not deserve that. And I blocked him, rightfully so.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. Don't make people cry. Girls or not, it's not very nice thing to do unless they are a bad person, which I don't have no evidence this person is. Like, I would make a murderer cry. I don't know. I'd make Seth cry after I beat him up in boxing, but I really don't know the story behind this, so I can't say. But just at face value, I would say it is not good to make people cry if you can help it. And asking if someone's on the spectrum is not the right thing to do.
Especially if you don't know them like really well. Or is it like a half joke, you know?
Yeah.
Now, to give you guys some context as to how serious this situation could potentially be, well, Seth is the type who would willingly slander Swag Kage, alright, and anything we've told him in private, he would instantly tell the public about. It's just within his character to act this way. He will go so far to lie, and has even done so about things as serious as false rape allegations. You also may not know this, but Swag at the time was also worried, and he probably is now.
Yeah, I've heard about that before, about the Surfbone stuff. I've talked a little bit with Surfbone and Noodles, and they reacted to my Naruto tier list together. I don't know him too well on a personal level, so I don't really know exactly what went on there, but yeah, I've heard a little bit about it. That's about it.
Yeah, and this thing with DMs, just people leaking DMs, people need to like be very... It doesn't matter if you're even good friends with people. When you're internet friends with people, you got to be very careful of what you send to people, whether it's private or public, because you just have to assume it's going to be public someday. I just imagine it like you're sending a work email.
He will go so far to lie, and has even done so about things as serious as false rape allegations.
But that's pretty crazy. I don't know. He's in America, I'm assuming, right?
Who?
You also may not know this.
Swag, right? Right? No, sorry, Seth.
Surfbone or Seth? I don't know.
All these guys.
I have no idea. I assume, I would assume Seth is in America based off how he talks. Either that or Canada. I don't know.
Probably because fake rape allegations is a punishable offense.
Yeah, I heard there was like a whole like. I think it was this situation where they had like a whole court Discord hearing where it was like weird. I don't know. I think that was about that. It could have been something else, but I know they do weird stuff like that on Discord.
Swag at the time was also worried, and he probably is now, because Seth had been secretly recording their private calls over the course of the months and years they knew each other, and has no doubt done so to me many a times without my knowledge.
That's actually a big
debate?
thing. If you're recording people without their knowledge, at least in America, in certain states, that's also a crime. So people have to be careful one way or the other with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like in a Discord call or something. But
A debate he recorded with Swag, which he threatened to swag with. What's this? Like, he beat him so bad he threatened that he was going to release it? That's kind of interesting. I mean, someone shouldn't really care that much about that being released because it happened. You kind of just got to man up. But it's not... I agree that Seth doing this is a messed up thing to do. I wouldn't want to be friends with someone who does something like that.
especially when it's a work relationship, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're working together to, make money, basically.
Yeah, so I would say try not to let it get to you because it's really not that big of a deal just because he beat you in a debate. I mean, debate has a lot of different things about it. Like, obviously being smarter helps, but also Seth is just someone who did it so much and has so much experience and, like, knows a lot of, like, fallacies and other debate stuff. Like, debate's also a skill. So, and he has probably a lot more experience in Swag. So losing to him is not necessarily a bad reflection of you. So I really wouldn't like let it get to you that he was like, oh, I beat you so bad in a debate that I'm not going to release it. But again, like, I wouldn't want to be friends with someone who would threaten you with something like that. But yeah, so, but I mean, I don't know if that's what he was threatening him about. I assume that's what it is, but we could keep listening if he explains it.
Or consent. I'm actually curious to see after this video what kind of weird stuff he has been recording, especially the out of context stuff that he's no doubt going to share. That being said, today I want to talk to you about something that many people have warned me against. I've heard about 5 different people I know tell me not to do this and to not risk it, as Seth's channel is too large and you'll just get bullied by his audience when he replies or twists the situation, which he will do, as I watched him do it right next to me during the satire stream, where he was accused of asking an underage girl for nudes, flirting with an underage boy, and it was insane to watch how easily people believe his lies because they only know the personality they see in his...
Yeah, so if he's doing that stuff, what he just said, that's pretty messed up. Flirting with underage people.
Yeah. Especially when you take into account all the other stuff.
Yeah.
That's being, shown.
Even if he's not being serious about it sexually, that's still, like, over the internet, something like that, that is still, like, kind of, like, predatory or, like manipulative.
Not to mention it's forever, hence these screenshots we're seeing. Jeez.
The satire stuff, as an example, I only knew what I was told by him at the time, and I went onto that stream to defend him as any good friend would do, which he has rarely done so for me in such a selfless way, apart from financial assistance. I kind of feel in retrospect that
was this the I'm just a robot thing? Because I think he made an exposed video about Seth. Or no, he made it about, or is it about Clyde? I remember there's something with just a robot, Seth and Clyde. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I guess it was Clyde and Seth against just a robot.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of this.
Yeah. I don't really remember what happened.
For me in such a selfless way, apart from financial assistance. I kind of feel in retrospect that it was a bad idea to blindly support him, but you'll understand why I did more as you watch the video. The more that I've come to learn about the satire situation and other things, the more I've come to be more worried about his real self. I want to say this very clearly. If you follow Seth or I, and you enjoy our content and have a certain image of us that you think we're like in real life, please listen when I say, have an open mind and hear what I have to say. Do you think I would drop this video out of nowhere for absolutely no reason? If you are someone that's excited for Naruto versus Ichigo, and you want to know the truth about that too, then make sure you listen to what I have to say in this entire video, because as most of you know, that project was a project that was initially involving us too. And it's quite wild because there's actually a lot of people that don't know I was the co-host of that project, because he would always try to take the credit for it. Well, to give you further insight on that,
yeah, I saw he came out with that video too. Hopefully that's mostly explained in this video because I don't want to watch another hour-and-a-half video on top of this one.
Yeah. This is already a feature-length
many
movie.
don't know, but Seth...
Universal's Mardi Gras is back.
And I mean, I understand the fact that you're...
This chicken's gonna be
I mean, obviously the video's monetized as it is, but,
long.
shouting out your own stuff and whatnot. I get it. It's the grind,
secretly
but...
cancelled it on more than one occasion. And by doing so, he also scammed a lot of fans out of money too, and then lied about it on stream.
Scamming people for money is definitely not right. If he actually did that, honestly, I would say he deserves jail time.
Yeah, no, definitely. If you're presenting something and you do not deliver on something and you accept money for it or any kind of payment, that's a crime.
Yeah, especially if that was his plan going into it and it wasn't just he decided not to do it afterwards.
Especially if he admits it. Like he's like, oh, I was never gonna deliver XYZ. Yeah. That's, in my mind, what you said, go to jail.
Yep.
You would never do that, right?
Nope, of course not.
You should go canceled.
I will happily accept your money, but I will not scam you of your money. You can know that.
Page is gone. I already talked about this. What do you mean it's sus, bitch? I talked about this on stream 4 times. The f*** are you talking about, sus, you dumbass motherfucker? Anyone that watches my stream would know I've already talked about canceling it. What? I literally made a Patreon post for a month straight saying it was. Bitch. What? That's pretty sus, man. Shut the f up. You talking?
But what's
I
the-
wasn't hiding it.
What's with the, like what would be sus anyway? Isn't it yours? Like, weren't you paying?
Actually, when people scam people and get called down on it, they actually overreact a lot. I think that's what
Yeah, it's
happens
very
when
common.
liars get caught out with their lies. They're very defensive.
Right? Acting like I made money off of that, bruh. What the hell? Y'all think I made money from that? What do you mean sus, you dumbass? The f
Bro,
Freeloading,
this
bro.
killed me. This killed me. Nick started a GoFundMe to do the animation themselves.
Yeah, like, no, it's not gonna happen. If it has to happen again, it has to be paid for by me. There's no way.
Like, bro, they were asking for $127,000.
Yeah.
Wait, how much was it?
You
He said
randomly aren't getting that,
$127,000. That's a lot.
Yeah.
for
There's
an
no
animation
way
that's
that it
small.
would have cost
Bro,
that
this
much.
kid. The dick eating is insane, bro.
Unless
This
they
nigga-
just
this
don't
nigga
know how
started-
to
I told
properly
you
hire
about it.
somebody to
YouTube
do
know better. His
animation.
entire career didn't come from YouTube viewers.
Bro, I don't look. I say that shit to your face. I hate y'all. I do. I hate you.
I've heard
And I've
this
said it since
before.
day one. I call y'all
Mhm.
But I mean,
for giving me
I
money.
feel like this is
I pack
kind
you
of
on
just
site.
his, like,
All we do is just talk
personality.
each other.
Well, this
you
is
hate me,
like
I hate
dialed
you. It's a
up.
mutual
Yeah.
hate
Like,
relationship.
you
That's
think
just how
they
it
kind
is.
of want that.
So
They
it's
give them
always
money
been-
so they get
Thanks for
insulted.
the 20,
Mhm.
my nigga.
I
I mean,
literally sit
any
here
of the
call you
screen
my
stuff, in my opinion,
son.
is very-
Look at Keith's dumb.
It's
kid.
not their true
Coming in at
personality.
20 bucks.
They're,
Like, I was like,
for
"Look,
entertainment.
Chill out on geeks, bro.
I mean, I agree. These people keep continuously giving Seth money, like $20. I mean, if they really want to do that, but if he actually doesn't like them and insults them while they give him money, they're either, I mean, I assume they're not very intelligent people, but they're also simps. They're Seth simps. They should be giving their money to me. At least I won't insult them while doing it.
Unless they want it.
Yeah, unless you want it, you gotta ask for it. Like, ask for a Weeaboo, daddy. But no. But yeah, I don't know. Unless unless the people donating specifically wanted or known this was the thing to get insulted for it, I wouldn't think that's the acceptable thing to do because they're giving you money and helping you live off what you're doing. But
You can always refund it.
yeah, they could refund it. Maybe that's what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, obviously, this is up to Seth to do, or this is not necessarily wrong. It's just him
No.
being a dick. But I mean,
But
maybe
being
they
a
just
dick,
like that.
sadly,
Yeah,
not
that's
a crime.
I mean, yeah. No, well, I mean, if that's some people like that, so that's
Yeah.
fine if that's just the way he is, and the people who are paying him know he's like that and want that. They like that type of Seth. So, but they want their daddy Dom Seth to dominate and degrade them, and they love it.
Now, after this little stream clip where Seth is getting nervous at being questioned about what happened to the project, Seth then goes on to lie about how much the project actually made by claiming it only made $1,000.
How much is one guy's salary? The Patreon didn't even make as much as you think remotely. I think the Patreon was only like 1K.
Oh, no.
That's what I mean. The Patreon's only like 1K, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
That's nothing.
Yeah, it's really not that high. Like, people over-exaggerate, I think. And, like, dude, so not only was the Patreon, like, only, like, around 1K, but, like, there's, like, 10 people in my, like, Discord server that were, like, $100 donos. You know what I mean? So, like, those guys pretty
You
much...
said it
so-
only made 1,000, but apparently, I mean, like singular people donated hundreds to
I mean-
thousands on their own, which actually
Yeah.
I would believe. I'm sure there's some
I'm
Seth
sure.
simps who really wanted to see
I mean,
us
the
and
thing
pay
is,
that much.
something like that is so easy to prove. You just show the receipts.
Seth then goes
You
on to lie
show
about
the
how much the
Patreon
project actually
account.
made by claiming it only made $1,000.
And, like,
So was he
dude,
gonna
so not
refund
only was the
people if they
Patreon, like,
didn't
only,
reach
like,
the
around
goal, or
1K,
what?
but, like,
I don't
there's,
think
like,
they did.
10
I mean, I
people
don't know.
in my, like, Discord.
That's pretty
There were
scummy
many
too.
who left, and also some who never joined. Some people donated hundreds to thousands without joining.
So that already disproves what he said. So
Well, I mean, if we believe the text.
yes, if we believe the text.
Like, those guys pretty much paid for the whole thing themselves on the Patreon, you know what I mean? So,
Bro.
yeah.
So in the screenshot here, where he's talking to me
Holy
directly
crap.
after we had advertised the Patreon, he confirms it made around $10,000, which directly goes against what he was saying. And if anyone's going to know the amount that the Patreon had, it's going to be us too, considering we were the ones working on the project. And I've got some other stuff to show you guys. So
That's plenty to
enjoy
fund
these
a
little recordings
project
from
like
two of the
that.
people who supported the project in the
At
Patreon,
least
who
most
both
of it,
donated over
depending on how long it's
$2,000
gonna
themselves.
And then on stream, and he's like, oh yeah, the Patreon funded.
And yeah, that's definitely a
I mean,
blatant lie.
Let me like a normal, animator salary is like $60K, depending on where we are, anyways, in this state.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you have $10,000, $11,000, it would only take a couple months to do that work. That's basically you're paying a contractor.
Mm-hmm.
You'd probably have enough to pretty much do most of it, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much these things would cost, but I would assume that would be enough to make a YouTube animation. They would just need to,
Yeah,
if
that's what I
anything,
mean,
they could dial back how good it looked. But
Or the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Like, Death Battles make some really good looking fights, and I doubt they cost $10,000 in animation, but I don't know. But
they
they're
probably
more
have
than that.
salaried staff.
Yeah. But also, yeah, lying about things like money like that is definitely
It's a huge red
really
flag.
bad.
Massive red
They're
flag.
saying, like, because he's accepting people's money. That's like borderline, probably like illegal
Theft,
stuff. Yeah.
Literally.
But
So there's no difference between that and like Andrew Tate, basically.
But like I said, I mean, we really can't know for sure. At least I don't know if there's a way to know if those like screenshots were
Screenshots are
actually
real,
Seth.
yeah.
Because they're like
We don't know these
deleted
accounts. We don't.
Yeah.
They're just Discord accounts. I can make a Discord account in 3 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I would go, considering this is such a big thing, and Clyde would like spend all this time on this. I would really assume that they're real. Because he's not like some random guy calling him out. So I'm gonna
Especially
give him
if
the
people-
benefit of doubt and assume it's real. But like, obviously, this isn't enough evidence for me to like actually convict him.
It's mostly with the corroboration of other YouTubers and people who have worked with them.
But I do just common sense wise have to call out it's bullshit that he said they only made $1,000 on Patreon. I know there's so many Sims who would pay them money to make that battle happen, and there's no way they only accumulated $1,000. Especially when you have these people giving him $20 just to insult him, and he's saying he only made $1,000 to make that project that would look like it was gonna be really cool. Yeah, that sounds like
Based on his
BS.
number of subscribers and all that.
How much do you believe you contributed altogether? Like, what did it accumulate to?
At least 2K.
Yeah, it's similar to what Billy donated by himself. It's funny because Seth claims that in total it made about $1,000. There's a screenshot I actually found where he verbatim states that within the first few months it made $10,000, which directly goes against what he said on stream.
In the first few months too. Wow,
Yeah.
that's probably much more than that.
Just like you like went at it, and then when he said, "Yo, it didn't make any money," like his next stream, I was in there calling him out. I was like, "Yo, like what the fuck? Why the fuck are you lying to your fans? Like, why are you being a rat?" And he just never answered. I was like, "This."
Towards Naruto versus Ichigo, I didn't donate into Patreon because I quickly left the Patreon once I realized it was bull and you weren't actually getting anything. Okay. So I was just donating to him directly for the Naruto versus Ichigo project. And what do you think that accumulated to? Around $2 to $3 grand. If I'm lowballing, $2 grand. Here's a screenshot of him saying that as it stands right now, he doesn't even care. He's just going to make the project for money. But we're going to get more into that in the video because you guys need some context on this situation. I also implore anyone out there who has known Seth for many years, especially before this YouTube stuff, to make your voices heard and to share this video. I bet there's drama out there about Seth that hasn't seen the light of day because of how intimidated people are to expose him. Don't worry though, I'll do what everyone else is.
I'm not intimidated to expose him. He should be intimidated to me in the boxing match that I challenge him to, and that he's a pussy if he doesn't accept. You hear that, Seth?
Damn.
Don't let your big ego get in the way. Or
Damn.
actually do let it get in the way because I want your big ego to make you accept this battle. We'll have an anime battle of ourselves in the boxing ring.
You have an anime intro?
Yeah, we both have to go into an anime song. That's also the rule when we enter the anime or the boxing ring. We have to have an anime opening entrance or something or something.
What if
cool
you wanted to do
OST.
MMA? You do that
sure,
too.
Whatever.
Believe me when I say, for a long time, I did consider Seth one of my closest, if not my best friend, and I have many good memories of us, especially all the times we watched TV shows together, had streams together, made some fire-ass videos together, played games in private, spent times having some very deep conversations. There are many things that I can look back on and say those were good times with him, but sadly, you guys don't even know a smidgen of the bad shit that happened behind the scenes. I could actually tell that part of him did enjoy
I
our
don't think
dynamic
so.
together. I was also at the time suffering pretty heavily from something called sleep apnea for many years, and I didn't even know I actually had this, but it was making my mental health way worse. Sleep apnea, for those of you who don't know, essentially means that your tongue and your throat blocks your airway when you sleep, so you snore so intensely that you suffocate for seconds, and this pretty much leads to
I
brain
think I'm
damage,
going to
excessive
skip
tiredness,
through
and
some
can
of the
cause
stuff. I don't need to
things like
hear
strokes,
his
heart attacks, memory loss,
sad
blood pressure.
anime
If I slept on my
backstory.
back, they could hear me literally snoring like... He started to become so infatuated by the 24/7 ass kissing from his fan base that he allowed Chuck to be bullied so hard in his servers by strangers, and he pretty much laughed while this would happen. You guys may not know this because it's been so kept hush-hush, but Chuck actually left his servers multiple times, not always by his own choice too, usually because he would get bullied out of them, and stopped collabing with Seth for a long time, which he tries his best to deny all responsibility on that, which is just to this day the most ridiculous thing ever that he actually thinks he was in the right for that stuff. And then people started to call me Chuck's replacement because, well, I could deal with his bullshit, but people like Chuck and everyone else who could smell what was going on, they didn't want to be around it. Here's a blurred screenshot I have that Seth was actually planning to spread
So
around
he was
to make
basically, it looks like online bullying Chuck, apparently. So that's kind of messed up.
Chuck look like a pedophile. I will never share the contents of this image, but I have access to it and various other things that he was going to use on other people to expose them. Now, Chuck has since apologized for some of the ways he treated me in the past, and I actually like Chuck. I'm going to say that right now. Chuck's developed as a human being and is an actual nice guy at his core. I don't really have anything bad to say about him, and whatever he said in the past was just a product of the fact that he was expected to act a certain way back then. I understand why. But let me show you guys something really f***ed up that I found on my PC, which Seth definitely wouldn't want people to see. Back in 2017, when I was at my lowest point, both he and Seth laughed at a meme that they made showing the following. Yes, that's me in 2017. And here's a recording that I have of Chuck confirming that this thing is actually real, in case Seth tries to lie and say that this is fake or it's some kind of image that we all laughed at together, which is not the truth. Bro, I was thinking the other day, randomly, do you remember that image from like 20?
Okay, that's actually really messed up doing that. It's just
Especially
someone
with
who's like
someone with a history,
depressed and his like
if you
dad
know it,
hung
yeah.
himself, and now he's like making a picture of him.
I feel like
hanging
at this
himself.
point would be where, you know, most normal people would probably separate. But
Yeah.
based on what he's explained to us, it's kind of like, you know, when you're in an abusive relationship or abusive friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone from Seth's original SS debate group, which was essentially his moderator group on his Discord server, will attest that Chuck was thrown to the wolves, and I feel Chuck was mostly only hostile towards people in that server because Seth would try to set this high level of expectation that he needs to be a big debater, and even baited Chuck into multiple different unfavorable debates and would make fun of Chuck if he lost in front of strangers who he had only known for weeks to months. Alright, Parrot, so can you remember all the times that Seth tried to instigate myself into drama with people? I mean, we could talk about all the other people he's done it to, not just myself, but I know for a fact that you're aware he has had, he said some pretty bad shit about me behind the scenes to you and to others, and he purposely wanted to get me into crowds so he could cause me problems with, say, yourself or other debaters in the server.
Yeah, I mean, the most notable thing I remember is him specifically trying to start beef between me and you over like various Bleach things or the like KSI like Logan Paul video me and him did, where he would come to me and talk about like how much you've been talking bad about me behind my back and stuff, and I assumed he was like saying similar stuff to you about me, and then we got in call and started talking about it, and it just was like nothing. Like you hadn't been talking. There was no beef whatsoever. It was really weird. He really wanted to manufacture this like argument or conflict between us, and to be honest, he's just sort of been like that about lots and lots of different people.
It's very, I'll let you finish in a second, but it is very reminiscent of the 2 attempts he made with Noodles and Trini to debate me, but I ended up becoming friends with both of them because they actually liked talking with me, which was kind of ironic.
Right, yeah. And he had very weird things to say about you to me in private at the time when you were sort of like helping him out with lots of like sponsorship stuff and like editing all his videos or whatever, and like very like you think like you two be very close and you're like spending a lot of time together, but he would just like always talk about how he didn't trust you or how he thought you were like trying to manipulate him or that nothing he could say to you would be honest. And I think that's because he was manipulating you. A lot of stuff he was saying to you wasn't honest, and he was always hankering for like this drama and conflict. Which you were one of the people he was using to do that.
That's definitely for sure. Yeah, that's true. Around that time period, I remember this one time there was a guy called his name was something Boo or something like that, and he posted something to do with the Naruto CTO project in the server, and Seth's like instant thought.
Okay, I get it. Basically, Seth, he baits people into fighting each other.
See, like, other people sit here and be like, I'm better than
he wants them to debate and have beef or whatever.
He's just a manipulator. He wants the ads, he wants the money.
Or he just likes conflict.
But then he claimed that because he was automatically above you two in rank in his server, that anything you guys do was a feat.
I hope there's more illegal stuff in here for the money, because that's really what I'm
interested
in.
Yeah.
All this stuff is just you're an asshole.
Yeah, Seth is, based off what I've seen, he has some sort of mental issue, probably, diagnosable, that causes him to not care about others and like to cause mischief.
Yeah, I mean, it helps, inflated ego because of his channel and his supporters, bolstering them and then targeting weak people, smaller channels.
Yeah, okay, I diagnosed Seth with, it doesn't really matter what I diagnose him with, but the medication is a boxing match with me. A concussion.
Will fix his bad personality.
A permanent sleeping medication. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
Try to like instigate me and him debating political stuff, but bro, when me and Swagger and Call, like I'll drop any subject, I don't care about politics when he and I are in Call, and he was always trying to make this like weird agenda, like the Swag and I were always like, at each other's throats, like conservative versus lefty type shit, but it was really never like that. It was actually him 24/7 just talking bad about Swag, and then it would trickle down to me where my language would change around him, because when you're around toxic people, it becomes the norm, and like I would say stuff about Swag that normally I wouldn't. I've always considered him a friend, and I'm sure that he is absolutely aware that me and him, like regardless of all the stuff, will always be friends, at our core, but it was really propagated by him, bro. Like, and you've seen it yourself, he hated Swag behind the scenes.
Yeah, which I mean was a lot to do with
Is there anything?
Of all the editors, it turns out I was the most consistent one. Like, I was the one that was the most reliable.
Keep going.
Upload Naruto content, dumbass.
He's talking about something.
The only thing Six is good at in life is
this was I saw this out of context earlier today. This was how I found out about this. Yeah, this was the clip.
Non-psycho behavior. I assume it is psycho then. Let's see.
Talking about Naruto, bro. I don't even know why y'all trying to interact with him in his server. He doesn't have anything of value to offer the world. If it's not about a Naruto data book, like why the are you talking to him? Have you heard him talk about anything else in existence? Like, what the why would you ever try to have a conversation with him? What do you gain? Why do you him then? Because I upload Naruto content, dumbass. What do you mean? Like, what? Because I upload Naruto videos.
Speaking of his character, in private,
who is he talking about?
Talk about Clyde. It's either Clyde or Six.
It's not Clyde. It's either Six or Noodles.
The only thing Six is good at in life is literally eating and talking about Naruto, bro. I don't even know why y'all interact with him in his server. He doesn't have anything of value to offer the world. If it's not about a Naruto data
the thing
book,
is, there are certain friends that you had that you can talk like this about them or to them, but given this context, with all of these
like if Six knew he was saying this and it was one thing they both knew, it was just supposed to be funny as a joke, but if he's actually talking behind his back and Six doesn't know he's talking like this about him, that's just, I mean, all this evidence comes together as like Seth is a terrible friend and no one should be friends with him.
Manipulator.
Let him be alone.
That's why I want to see more of the money thing, because that is to me the most interesting, because that's the most punishable offense, the most damning offense.
Why do you him then? Because I upload Naruto content.
Trying to get with that girl.
What do you mean? Like what?
Underage people.
Because I upload Naruto videos.
I noticed over the years that this started to become a very common trend with Seth, throwing his friends under the bus if his fan base or lackeys thought it was funny. He kind of plays to the beat of the crowd. It's like someone constantly begging for approval in every single moment. Anything to be seen as likable. I can say for certain that his claims of martial arts are very inflated. He's pretty much been to like 10 classes in total. His ability to woe women is largely inflated. And we'll get into that in the video. And even his debate
I think you could take him.
Yeah. Speaking of martial arts, he needs to show his ability against a real man. A real weeaboo, I should say.
A trained weeaboo.
Yeah.
The pretty suspect, which we'll also go into in this video. A lot of you guys have been watching our streams for a pretty long time.
Yeah, I've actually trained in every anime martial art. I practiced every move I've ever seen in an anime and manga.
Rock Lee was based off you, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'll perform the hidden lotus on him mid-match. I don't care if kicking's not allowed. Or actually, I don't think you actually kick in the hidden lotus, do you? Is that the body slam one? Whatever.
It's where you tie him up.
Rock Lee kicks a lot, okay? Yeah, he ties him up and slams him or something.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
stuff like, ugh, I wish someone would just prove that Berserk is overrated, man. Like, I just don't think it's that good. And I can attest that he said stuff like this on stream with me. But then, during another stream, after the unfortunate passing of the author, right, from a series like In Love, he suddenly pretends that he cares all of a sudden. He also did this countless times with Bleach.
Okay, well, I would like to say that I actually do think Berserk is overrated. I do like it, but I do think it's overrated. However, that's kind of weird what he just said. I don't think Seth thinking it's overrated and being sad about the author's death has any correlation. I could think that manga's absolute trash and still be sad that someone died. So unless, I don't know, unless I missed something there. But yeah.
On the series, then switching up when he knew that it would be beneficial both financially and publicly to support the series, especially with the anime returning. It's fine to dislike a series. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, look what Seth said about Naruto, look what Seth said about Bleach, look what Seth said about this series. Like, that's irrelevant. The point is, the constant lying to his fan base is the problem. If I don't like a series, I'll straight up tell you guys. To this day, I'm not a fan of Boruto. It's just my taste. I don't like it, and I'm not going to pretend that I do like it. Genuine chameleon behavior. Here's the thing.
Boruto
Seth also
sucks.
did the same when XXX Tentacion died. Seth also at the time was asking his SS server members, aka his mods, to get information on me in one of the chats. He called this his Black Ops chat. A lot of this was being inspired by the fact that I was letting people know in advance that he was kind of a bit crazy because he was always rude to everyone on Discord, regardless if you were a friend, an enemy, or he was just in a bad mood. He could never control his emotions to the point where he would
sounds
have
like he's using like hackers to get information.
Even Nash
on
Taku, who I'd
people.
like to assume he and I are on pretty decent terms. Last time we talked was pretty positive, and I appreciate that he reached out to me and wanted to call about some stuff. But that being said, he had some pretty weird experiences with Seth too during this time period. It was over really petty stuff. It's also ironic with him getting so insecure about the craziness stuff too, because every time that he's had drama with a friend, the second that anything kicks off, he starts telling the world about every single private thing that he's ever been told by them. For example, with me, starts talking about my relationship stuff, starts talking about my IRL, my mental health. Just look at the screenshot on the screen right now. It's literally him mocking me for being depressed, alongside the image from before, which you can see where he edited me hanging off of a tree because I was suicidal. Who the f acts like this? Another example, Noodles with his girlfriend at the time, leaking his address, trying to get him doxxed. He even lied about almost every single detail in their drama, which no one even knows about because he played the entire audience.
Yeah, that's another thing that is
It's
legally
just
questionable.
It's dangerous because when
Yeah.
you're doxing, public figures, I mean, even a YouTuber, I mean, they're crazy people. Your fans, you don't know, you could have that one crazy fan.
Yeah, even if they don't come, they could send things to you and your
They can just mess with you.
Yeah.
SWAT you or whatever. I mean, it's it's so dangerous.
Yeah.
People don't understand like what people are capable of.
Yep.
Especially when you rile up the.
Well, I'm sure he knows. He's just not. He's just he's
doing
got
it
mental issues.
Well, yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
And he probably likes to think he's some smart, edgy guy that doesn't care. But true intelligent people would know that they should only try to create as much positivity in the world as possible. Yeah. And obviously there are bad people like murderers, and really those people should just be painlessly eliminated and moved out of the population. But basically, causing any sort of unneeded suffering is not an intelligent thing to do. There's no such thing as a super intelligent evil person, because if they were intelligent enough, they would know they shouldn't be evil. I mean, you could be sociopathic and not give a damn about anyone else, but you would be so smart that you would know just because you don't care about them, you should just not cause unneeded suffering because you're not the only thing that exists. And even if you, like I said, that sounds non-sociopathic, but that you could just be so intelligent that you just understand the concept of not doing it because it's causing suffering of another conscious creature. But yeah, so Seth likes to think he's smarter than he is, especially if he actually thinks he's some sort of like super smart villain. Yeah. Oh, I'm some super debater who doesn't care and can bully people.
Let's get this clear, because you participated in these, not his debates, but like debates. They're not true debates in the way that you'd have an actual impartial moderator and you have both debates and use structured formats. This is very just like, we're in a Discord and we're yelling at each other. Maybe there's some scans.
Especially like he has a favorable position depending on what server he's in, and people are hyping him up, especially because he's a known figure. He could be getting his ass beat, but everyone is cheering him on, saying he's winning. But I mean, I'm not saying that particularly happened, but that could happen.
Oh, it's totally happened.
They all think Noodles is like this high IQ anime villain, when in truth, a lot of the drama...
Hey, that's what I was literally just talking about.
To be honest, they're also arguing and debating about things that don't really matter, unless you're a weeaboo.
Yes, yeah. It matters to me. This is very important that Goku can beat Naruto.
Who wins?
It actually always inspired
Goku, obviously. Don't get me started. I have a debate on it.
Swag. That's where it all came from initially. When it comes to Swag Kage, if Seth has the opportunity to, he's going to air out every single bit of private information that he knows about Swag Kage. And listen, we're going to get a little bit into that further into the video, but I'm not going to share the actual intricacies or details themselves.
He said it was one of his goons or something, I think.
Okay. I've never seen a picture of him.
But there is something very important which Swag needs to see in this video, because if he sees this and he still associates with Seth after this video, he's a f***ing idiot. Another example, he actually told people that Trini got molested by his neighbor. He also laughed at this guy called Tipo for being raped as a kid. Famdingo? Well, he laughed at him because he attempted suicide on stream in 2017. I mean, again, here's him
On
openly
stream?
mocking people from the old server I used to share with Famdingo, called the Dingo Den, and literally making fun of my mental health while knowing I'm going through the worst time of my life. To this day, all of the drama, the people that got bullied, made fun of in that server, all the fucked up shit that there's, it still probably hasn't even came out and no one knows about, right? To this day, he still thinks that he did nothing. Like, he still believes that he was getting attacked by people for no reason, and victimizes himself to the degree where it's, like, actually delusional. During the infamous Boruto collab that Seth, Swag, and I did, when I mentioned I was planning to make a video giving my honest thoughts on Boruto, which involved me having to actually, like, watch and read it, Seth said, when are we gonna do that collab? And I said, well, we still can if you'd like, and we got Swag onto the video. Now, the only reason that collaboration happened was because I knew that if I did it solo, Seth would have cried about it, because this had actually happened in a past video that I did with Swag, a video where Swag and I talked about an alternate ending of Naruto involving Madara, and Seth got so upset because he assumed that we stole that topic from him, as he plans to do Momoshiki versus Madara, that he cried about it for weeks, and started to imply that I was a rat. Same with Swag, he, like, pretty much didn't trust us for months after that. He legit thought we went out of our way to do that in a malicious way. I can say to this day, right now that I have absolutely zero connection with Seth, I had no intentions to steal the video. If I did, I'd straight up admit it right now. But this is where his weird paranoia started to get worse and worse.
Okay, I disagree with that. Not that he stole the video, but that he has a reason to say the truth now. Because if anything, it's the opposite. Why would in a Seth exposed video where he's saying how bad of a person Seth is, would he say, "Oh yeah, I actually did steal that idea from him"? That would just make him look like a bad friend, and then Seth would have a reason to also be bad back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really see that here. But I mean, I'm not saying, like I said, I believe Clyde that he didn't actually intend to steal the idea, and it was just coincidence that it was somewhat similar. But I mean, yeah, I don't agree with his reasoning here. And I mean, maybe he thinks that way, but I think most people and a lot of people wouldn't think that way. They would think to lie to make themselves look as best as possible.
As best as possible, exactly. Yeah. Because I mean, there's always two sides, and not everybody's all good all the time.
Yeah.
You could be right and be the person who's been wronged, but you could still be an asshole too. You could both be assholes.
Yep.
The more that I started to get on him about his mental health and the way that he treated others, the more that he started to become really paranoid about everyone coming after him. He'd always think that I had some ulterior motive, like I was trying to get something from him, steal money, etc. Even with random people, regardless of how nice they were, it didn't matter. He'd deal with them too. In October of 2017, I said to Seth, who at the time had videos with the quality of Windows Movie Maker, "Yo, let's collab and I'll edit it. Let's do the Espada versus the Akatsuki." He was pretty excited to see what I could do, and at the time was very impressed. I even recorded the video footage for his sponsor on the video, which I believe at the time was Elsword, if I get it wrong, whatever. But I was paid around like 250 USD to do this, which was cool. It was the first time I'd been paid to edit, and I mostly did it because I actually just wanted him to have a cool video. And I'd always said I actually want to make videos with you. I like collaborating with you, and obviously I'm going to work hard because my channel at the time was small. So by collaborating, my channel grows. If I work hard for him, my channel grows. It's beneficiary for the both of us. So I edited this video in a pretty quick manner due to the video needing to be.
Brisket is back and better than ever at Wawa.
We're gonna have to start going faster.
Yeah. Can we? Is there a 4 times?
No. I'm just gonna start skipping.
Purdue University Global.
Yeah.
Apply now at purdueglobal.edu.
Because so far this is just kind of all the same.
It was actually around 15 minutes if I'm remembering that correctly too. Someone's no doubt downloaded it on YouTube. But normally, to give you guys
I think this whole video can be summed up to is Seth is a dick.
If you want to see the difference in videos before and after I started editing for him, just look at the videos coming out nowadays versus the ones that you can see where I worked on them. I actually have a file on my PC which is related to Sony Vegas, which I've used in my videos, and it tells me every single video that I've ever edited. If I need to, I can go and look and find every single video that I worked on for him, which to this day, pretty much no one even knows about. It's actually beyond pathetic and honestly lazy because he records some of his videos with a Turtle Beach headset because he doesn't want to bother with setting up a professional mic, which he could easily pay someone to do, or just buy one that's like auto set up when you plug it in. Anyway,
is that why his mic quality is so bad all the time? You complained about that before. Seth is bad.
Every video, he is almost 1 million subscribers, and he films on a goddamn iPhone 4S mic. Even you have a better mic.
We plan to do Aizen versus Madara. This video was probably to this day the most stressful work that I've ever done apart from this video now. And looking back on it, other YouTubers would have been exposed to this situation due to how much work I had to do in such a short amount of time and how much I was shit on for taking too long, which is ironic because I actually didn't take too long. I got it done in record time. Anyway, Seth and I sat down.
Clyde has a good mic. I'll give him that.
And he wanted to record this video off the cuff. I at the time wanted the video to be scripted and formatted correctly so I could edit the video like a well-structured breakdown. And I also didn't want to record the video without a script or at least some guidelines in front of me to spitball because the memory problems that I was having from my sleep deprivation and mental health, along with my mental fatigue in general, was making it really hard for me to improv record. And I tried to stress this to him, but he just didn't listen.
I personally like to script all my videos just because if I don't, I won't be able to remember everything I like to say because I am a perfectionist, so I like to be perfect, especially in my tier lists. So if I did them off the cuff, which I could, they just wouldn't be as good or as accurate. I would miss some things out.
Jokes wouldn't land.
Yeah, like also I'd like do more, like I add in jokes and stuff, but the biggest reason is I look at every single feat in a lot of my things and I try to like make it like fit it in together like a puzzle, and I want to hit everything. I want to be a video you could go back to and see all the things, like if you want to debate someone in the future or like remember how strong this character is. My videos have like everything you need to go back
to a degree that makes it crazy.
Especially my Naruto one. It's like a college thesis on Naruto power scaling.
I should know. I was there watching it all with them.
Yeah, you could literally take that video and
it was a college thesis. Like it was ridiculous.
If you need to know how strong a Naruto character is, just go to that list and go to that point in the video, and like it says pretty much every relevant feat for him. That's why the video is like an hour and a half.
It took you how long?
Like it took I worked on that video for like 3 months, but like
the pre-work took almost a year.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not true. It took me a couple weeks because I had off, and then I read the whole manga in a couple weeks and then took notes. But then it took me.
Well, you planned it for so long.
Well, I planned to do it for a while.
8 hours long. if they're big like the Stark video or the Mugetsu video, it's even longer. Because of my sleeping issues, I have a lot of trouble reading. Not because I can't read as I'm reading a script right now, but it's because I like to have backup lines.
Okay.
This stuff again. This was basically insane due to his tail beast.
Yeah,
And to think that it's a blessing to have the 9 tails inside of you. What's really annoying too is that I've always been a very hard worker on videos, and Seth for the longest time just assumed I was playing this up. I was so tired all the time that my vision wouldn't even stay straight.
Well, that's you.
Rush me with videos.
Yeah,
He tried
okay,
to
he's-
he didn't realize
that's
like,
a-
people have a monologue in their brain.
you gotta
Like,
know your
oh,
own
he's
limits.
and this was
when
like,
you're-
like,
even
like,
when
like,
you're
he's never
feeling
been-
Summary,
like, back in
Clyde
the
is
day,
messed
like,
up and Seth didn't care and didn't give him any mercy.
He wouldn't even
Makes you
able to,
feel
he
like
doesn't
me
know how
at
to.
work.
But anyway, in January, while Seth and I were playing Naruto together, I said to him, hey Seth, I really want to move out. My grandmother is being really weird towards me, and same with my other family members, and I offered to edit 20 videos for him for 4,000 USD flat, which I think I broke it down to like, 20 videos divided by like $200 each, which I thought was a pretty fair rate, and this is how desperate I was to move out.
Wow, that's a good
I had a
rate.
normal living situation at the time. I could have easily stayed with my grandmother or hypothetical parents, saved up all the YouTube money I got over time, and by now I would no doubt probably own my own home or be much more financially better off. But yeah, pretty frustrating. I dived into this on veteran mode.
He's
and,
really
I did it in a
lowballing
very
his
silly way too,
editing.
because I was in such a bad spot. That being said though, Seth accepted and rounded it off to 5,000 USD as a gentleman's agreement, and I also had a notepad plus, like I said before, the Sony Vegas file, which lets me know which videos I actually edited for him, and I'd make a note as I would edit the videos. And I can say this was probably the stupidest decision that I've ever made in my life, because now I was in debt to Seth. As Seth's channel grew and he became closer with his debate groupers, his ego became ridiculous. And
Wait, he was in debt even though he was doing work for him? Wait, what happened? I don't know.
It was a gentleman's agreement, so he didn't get paid up front.
Yeah, no, but why would he be in debt to him?
Because he moved out.
But
So I guess he was just in debt.
oh, you mean he gave Seth, or Seth gave him $5,000 to move out?
No, he was gonna move out under the agreement that he would do those videos and get the money from him. So he probably just like moved out ahead of time.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be in debt to Seth. That would just be in debt
Yeah.
general. I don't know. I don't know if I missed something.
Became genuinely weird. It was so bad that he accused me of trying to get his server banned when me and 3 of my server members that he knew, who were also in his server, went into his server and spammed Thanos memes to annoy one of the moderators named Tempest at the time. And Seth banned me, and in voice chat in the server started to insult me to randoms in front of everyone, right? And called me some pretty nasty things, did the same to all the other people he banned. Then he banned people like my friend Charlie and Goob, just got rid of him out the server. And it got so bad after that he thinks I was trying to steal members from his server to make my own. I already had my own server, people already watched my videos, people obviously happened to like some of the content I was putting out. Actual sentient human
Where's your
beings enjoyed
Discord
talking to me
server,
and
huh?
that verbatim said
I'll
to
make
me,
one
like, that's crazy.
eventually.
Why would he even care if we join your server? He doesn't even give us the time of day.
If
anyway,
you want me
which
to
is
make a
true. All the people who join my
server,
server
let me
who
know
is
in the
or
comment
my
section
comment
below,
right?
and I'll
Those
think
people never
about
interact with Seth the same way his lack
putting a
whatsoever. He never
quick
even liked these
fast
guys.
track on it.
In
But
fact, one of them named
when
Charlie,
I
who
get
was
more
a friend of
subscribers
mine,
and a
became friends with
more
me because
steady
while he was getting bullied on
following,
that server at the age of 15,
there
and
will
his
there
workout
are
was
enough
spent by
people who
Seth
would
on
actually want to be
server,
active in the
8,000 people.
server.
I was
Then
actually
I'll
nice to him.
decide
And
to
this came
make
to me
one then.
over a minor disagreement where Seth got insecure about his physique towards Charlie, who was pretty fucking ripped at that age. Seth also used to post photos of a guy called Omar, who I will talk about later in this video because he's the head animator of Naruto vs. Ichigo, and Seth would pretend that this physique of his, which is Omar, you're looking dicey, right? Looking good, right? Yeah, he used to pretend that was his own to randoms in his server.
Wow,
He also apparently used to try and do the same thing with some cosplayer and would pretty much like pretend that was him. There was actually a time where someone was complimenting the way that my appearance looked in VC, and Seth tried to post a screenshot of myself from the items video to put me down for some weird reason. I don't know, like was he getting insecure because another grown man was getting a compliment from someone? Like I don't know, that was weird. The actual reason why server members of mine like Goob, Charlie, Smith G, Reach, and many others actually liked me was because we got along. And what makes it more weird is that why would he even care in the first place if people joined my server? He didn't even like those guys to begin with. He had issues with them on multiple occasions, and talked almost all of them in private, except maybe Reach, because Reach is like rarely ever around. Eventually through messages, I got Seth to admit that he had mental issues, and it genuinely got so exhausting dealing with him. I can frankly say that to this day, I have never had any experience, right, like this kind of stress from any other friend or content creator on YouTube to this degree. When I edited a video,
definitely seems Seth does have mental issues.
It's crazy how many different Discord accounts there have been. So many. With different names.
I will admit, there was probably like 2 through 5 times max where I did make mistakes with videos, or there was like an audio issue where I had to bang out, say, the topo video in 24 hours, which was like 20 minutes, and I took an extra day with Seth's Kingdom Hearts video, which honestly was a hard video to edit, not only because I had to download so much footage of stuff that I didn't know about, right, but I didn't even care about the series. I didn't grow up with it. You gotta understand, it's hard to have ideas to edit videos and improv editing while you're doing it, right, and know exactly what to do with footage or understand references and stuff that would appeal to the fans if the content is foreign to you. In fact, here's the funny part.
I agree with that. See, when I do my videos, I like rewatch. I know everything I want, so when I make the video, it's I want this exact scene. If I have to edit it, something I had no idea about, it would take me so long to find the actual clip I wanted, especially since I'm a perfectionist. It's like I wouldn't want to just throw in any clip. Like I would want one that actually fits what I'm talking about or what the person's talking about and blah blah blah. So yeah, and I wouldn't have the passion to do it. Like it has to be something I actually want to do. So
and
I understand.
Not to mention the fact that if Seth is making his, he's writing a script, he's like recording, he gives Clyde, the format that he wants. He could tell him which clips to do and where to find them if he knew. You know what I mean, to make it easier.
Well, he is paying him to do it, so I don't think he has to do that.
At that point.
Actually, guys, not many people know this, but I edited almost every single fucking big video on his channel. God of War, that was me. Goku vs Superman, that was me. The Death Note videos with millions of views, perfect looking footage, and all the most amazingly placed scans and music choices, yeah, that was me. The Naruto content, which looks like it has identical editing to Clyde's Naruto videos, yeah, that was me again. I edited his videos, made his thumbnails, helped him with titles of videos, the tags, the description, little tips and tricks which I could have kept to myself, helped him with tweets. I even managed his business email for a year and helped him make upwards of, I want to say in the range of $25,000 to probably $35,000 from advertisement deals, which he'll probably say, oh, I could have got them myself, but that is definitely not the truth because I even went out of my way to reach out to sponsors or handle all of the negotiations, which he was too immature to deal with. Sometimes I'd even avoid getting a deal for my own channel to secure deals for him. Along with that, here's a message from one of the sponsors, literally bitch because he was so hard to work with and how he cancelled on a whim at a deal that he just like decided, I don't want to do that anymore. The most recent one too, which you can see on the screen, was $18,000 for a single video. I also got a deal which was pretty much the same for Swag Cargate, and yeah, we'll come back to that because it's pretty important for the video. As 2018
At that point, it's just like, I'm just gonna make the videos for myself.
I mean, that sounds like you did a lot for Seth, and Seth is
it's an employee-employer
well,
thing,
no, I mean,
really,
Seth's a dingus for being a jerk to you after that, but I don't.
Yeah, if you made him all that money.
You should have been working for yourself to get that money. Like I wouldn't like do deals for someone else at the expense of yourself.
Unless you're making enough money to make it work.
Yeah, unless you're like already a millionaire that you don't give a crap and you want to help someone else. But yeah, that's not something I would do.
Legitimately sick of working with Seth. If he was nice to me, I would have happily kept editing. But he was being a legitimate douchebag to not just me, but so many other people that I knew. I'd actually be depressed knowing that if I don't respond to a message he would get suspicious or just cause drama on a whim. I also never had any bad experiences with many people in the community that I sadly had to cut off, like Noodles or Omar, and I had to remove them because if I didn't, Seth would be suspicious that I was doing something wrong or meddling with his work or whatever else paranoia was inspiring him to say. Like, it was ridiculous. Here's a screenshot of him threatening me after I had to explain that I wasn't involved in SmithG, not wanting to work with him. I had nothing to do with the situation. It was during a time period where Seth, out of nowhere, had just deleted me off Discord because I told him
that is a sign of an abuser, not letting someone talk to other people. Like you're trying to close them off from others.
A baby because he was like, you're a bad friend, you don't care about me, I don't care. After I'd spent countless calls.
Oh, and that's another sign of an abuser, saying like oh, you don't care about me, blah blah blah.
Gaslighting,
yeah. Well, not even gaslighting, just like turning yourself into the victim and making them feel bad for you. Like you're the one who's the bad guy.
Yeah, I'm the victim.
I mean, I guess you could say that's gaslighting in a way, but.
See a doctor, get veneers, look after himself, how to take care of his fucking facial skin with different kinds of creams and so on, even helped him pick out damn clothes for fuck's sake, and I get treated like that on a whim. He's had a bad fucking day.
You're like his
it actually had
mommy.
nothing to do with anything like me being involved. Smith straight up told me that he genuinely felt uncomfortable working with Seth, and he knew that if he did, shit was going to go wrong. To give you a consistent example of that too, here is audio recording of the head animator of Naruto vs. Ichigo explaining that multiple people who worked on the project had verbatim said that Seth was crazy, right, and that they needed to stop working with him, and they advised the main animator to stop because of how weird he was to work with. Alright, Omar, so could you give me some examples of the kind of stuff that people who had worked on the project that stood away or warned you about certain things? What was the kind of like language they gave towards
you? You're good to work with, right?
You might summarize it in like a minute or so. How many times you heard
people
this?
gotta work with you more.
You even told me that it wasn't just from the workers, it was also from family members too.
Yeah, so like the animators themselves all specifically said he's unstable, like crazy, and they don't want to work with him. A lot of people said they don't want to work on it again unless I'm at the helm, and were specifically only going to work on it if that was the case. I had the music guy specifically work with him for about a month and say to get away from him, the dude is crazy, and the way he speaks to me is not okay. The way he speaks and treats everyone else, that the dude is nuts, and to get away from him. Friends and family also said the same, and our friends who had worked on other projects with him had said about how ridiculous he was and that I shouldn't be dealing with him to get away constantly. It was everyone telling me to move away from him when the dude's bad news, including my mother, other family members, and my girlfriend.
Also, here's an audio recording where the head animator of Naruto vs. Ichigo said that the majority of the reasons why he went to go see a psychologist was because of Seth. Also, Omar, could you sort of tell me, so you had said to me in private that whenever you would go to see your psychologist because you deal with some mental health issues, which is completely okay, we all have our problems and stuff, and I never judge you for that, but you had told me on more than one occasion that what usually would happen is that you would go to your psychologist and the initial meetings, which would be about you, would then diverge into pretty much being all about him. That's correct?
Yeah, that is correct. A lot of our sessions would divulge about my anxiety around Seth, or how he was treating me, or the various situations around him, and how to navigate it and help him, but also how to make sure I'm not hurt. One thing that came up in particular a lot was me concerned about his life and the trajectory of it, but my therapist always trying to bring me back to how do I make me okay with it, and how do I somewhat separate myself from him? How do I protect myself? Yeah.
Now, there was something you had said to me last night that really stuck to me, and you would thank me actually when it comes to us working together for the past month or so, because you had said that it was kind of refreshing in a sense to work with me because there was absolutely no tension, no insults, no anxiety, no rudeness, and is that correct? Like, even just working with me for just a handful of weeks on and off when it comes to my story, or even like looking at one of my new videos like Eisen vs. Anahana, do you actually get that sense that working with me is like an actual relief compared to being around him all the time?
I would actually say it's not relief, it's healing, because it's the opposite. Working with you is essentially washing away all the bad blood and bad experience I had from working with him. So working with you is entirely different, and honestly, yeah, like a breath of fresh air.
The situation with...
Okay, so it sounds like Seth's an abuser, though that was a bit of a leading question. It's like, oh, isn't it so much better to work with me? Which is nice for the video, I guess.
Which could also be from an abuser
yeah, that's like a manipulating question, but I mean, I guess it's somewhat fine as long as he's actually, I assume he is better to work with, yeah. I mean, it sounds like a lot of people would be better to work with.
Well, but now it's becoming I'm better than him, and I'm, blah, blah, blah. But
yeah, though, I guess that's not a very high bar, though.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. Not saying he's not, it's just...
Speaking about being better than Seth, I'm a better power scaler than Seth, so watch my videos instead. I'm going to keep plugging myself throughout this whole video.
Seth wasn't just editing, it was 24/7 being available. If he needed me for something, I'd have to go to him. If he wanted me to call or play a game...
Yeah, we're
gonna have to skip along here.
Yeah, we're gonna keep skipping now.
Do the right thing, which I was attempting to do. I still told Swag to not come at Seth so hard, and Swag was about to post something in Seth's server that I will not say what it is, but I stopped him from doing it, even while I was in such a bad situation and had every reason to fight back like this.
Yeah, well, maybe if you did say what it is, I wouldn't have skipped this part. Why are you scared of Seth? I'm not scared of Seth at the time. I want to box him. Seth's scared of me if he doesn't accept. So yeah, all you Seth groupies, let him know. He's been challenged.
But
to
didn't you
boxing.
See how ripped he was on that other guy?
scared that there would be any secrets leaked or anything like that, because there's not. Like, there's nothing to do with her that would have come out that would have been a problem. But I actually cared about her, and I didn't want her to be anywhere near bullshit like this. That's how I perceived his character to potentially be, and trust me, I have my reasons. It got so bad that it also bled into my actual friends as well. Some who weren't even associated with Seth at all. They had friends he didn't like because they were considered bad news. Example being Charlie, who couldn't be friends with, say, Noodles, because Seth didn't like him, so I had to tell him to hide his friendship and not speak about it.
Yeah, sounds like, yeah. Don't
be friends with Noodles. You can't be
I
friends.
Abuse, solely based on the fact that I don't want
stuff.
there to be any suspect behavior of like, oh, is Clyde telling Corey to say something to you, Cubic? I bet he is. To give you an example of the paranoia, there was actually a time in 2021 back when the Noodles drama kicked off with him, and I'm showing him some DMs I had with Noodles because we were still friends on Discord technically, but I wasn't on his side, and I was like, yo, this is what he said. Seth's instant reply is he assumes I'm up to something, and I'm like, Seth, why would I show you screenshots and like literally proof that I have him on Discord, right? If like I didn't trust you when I was on your side, I just couldn't fathom it. So I had to delete him and then showing the screenshot of me deleting him to prove it, which was just ridiculous. But this is the kind of crap I had to deal with all the time, and a lot of the time too, it actually wasn't even always bad people that I had to get rid of.
Trying to find the juicy stuff.
With him because my friend Corey had said verbatim to me, if this was anyone else, you wouldn't deal with it, and he was right. But before this, in December of 2018, something really weird happened to me that I honestly am very embarrassed to speak about. However, I'm going to be transparent with it because I have nothing to hide, and this made me pretty worried about having issues with Seth. And if I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't be as worried about it because it was honestly silly. And I was so worried, but I'm just going to tell you guys because I need to get this off my chest. From around July of 2018, I was talking
now that he's actually going to tell us, I'm going to listen.
The girl on Twitter, on and off. This person and I were friendly with one another, super flirtatious, and before you ask, I neither sent nudes nor requested them. What ended up happening, and thank God I have proof of this, was that this girl had been lying about her age to me. However, before I found this out, I had already cut off communication with her because the way they spoke to me was pretty suspicious, and I wasn't interested in continuing talking with her anyway. If you're a YouTuber, I highly suggest you always screenshot people's ages if you're ever talking with someone beyond just friendliness, because all it took was this girl and her friends coming into my server and spreading screenshots of our private conversations, and the next thing you know, I'm being called a pedophile. Once you start giving these people attention, they are now ammo against you, which is also why Seth has dealt with so much stuff in the past, like being accused of, I wouldn't say similar things because his situations are a lot different.
Everybody on the internet is a man.
Maybe that's the thing I was thinking about. There was like a court case about Seth being a pedophile, or is it someone else? I think that's who it is, because there was also that, like, you know, there was that rape allegation with Surfbone, but I think there was also that weird, there's like a pedophile thing with Seth already. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know exactly the details on that.
I actually didn't do anything illegal in my country, and again, nudes were never exchanged nor asked for. The reason this is relevant is because I freaked out. I freaked out so hard that I even asked other YouTubers for advice, and Seth, who helped me with the situation at the time and has known about it the entire time, so if he tries to spin this into some bullshit, he saved the screenshots of the private conversation and would randomly mention them to me in private calls. Oh, there's those screenshots of that girl you were talking to. He would say as he goes through his PC looking for something like a debate file or just a random meme or who knows what. Straight up sociopathic type shit. Clearly doing this to keep me from stepping out.
That's like practically blackmail.
Well, I think he's just like almost like just like, well, he's not saying he's gonna release it. He's just kind of like he's just like poking at his weakness. Like he just likes to toy with people, it seems. Like, I mean, maybe he thinks maybe he thinks it's fun. Like it's fun for him, but yeah, and maybe he thinks it's fun for Clyde too. But it's apparently not fun for Clyde, and I could see why no one wants people talking about their dark past.
Yeah, especially if Clyde doesn't, you know, immediately say, "Yo, it's like that's not cool," which in this situation doesn't seem like he would do that.
Yeah.
And oh my god, so even if the screenshots go out, like I actually don't give a f. Like I still didn't do anything wrong. And it made me very paranoid because of our power dynamic and my livelihood being connected with YouTube. Unlike many of you out there, I don't have a backup plan. I genuinely don't have any family to rely on. I couldn't even ask a family member to front me the cash initially in 2018 to pay him back and then f off. That's how desperate I was to get out. I would have rather been in debt to the bank tenfold than deal with this bullshit. But knowing Seth, he would just blatantly lie about it and propel the accusation of being a pedophile.
Okay, he
and that's
says
why I was
that.
So worried. It kind of reminds you guys of something, doesn't it? It's almost like that time he falsely accused someone of being a rapist.
Well, he's just in debt
because he wants to look like the good guy.
At this point, I don't know.
The difference in channel size and our power dynamic.
I understand how that happened, but
if I don't take his disrespect or delete him, he will cause drama. If I don't take his disrespect or delete him, I will now be financially trapped with him, and he can slander me in public while saying, "Where's the money? Clyde, send me the money back."
You're right.
Even if I tried to pay him back, I would have to risk being thrown into drama.
Yep.
I think Chuck's a cool dude regardless of all the bull back in the day and how unfairly he's been represented. I do think that a lot of his behavior is just a product of the time period that he was a part of, and also how he was expected by Seth to act a certain way. Just imagine for a second other YouTubers doing this snaky shit. They would get their channels ruined if they tried stuff like this. It was also annoying too because I didn't even have to do stuff like, say, for example, Seth debated this guy where his recording messed up, so I came into the VC and recorded the whole re-debate for him. And these are things I was never even paid for. Like, not to say that I would have asked, I would have done it for him if he was nicer to me, but like I said, this was 24/7 work. It was never just editing. It was literally being an assistant. At one stage, he actually said to me when he paid me the last time we worked together, he said, "Yeah, Clyde, you're coming back on, you're gonna be my channel manager," and I was like, "Yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head." I also was so loyal to Seth too because he saw me as a bit of a threat due to how hard it was for me to be controlled and how I would always talk him. And unlike his usual lackeys, we used to argue a lot behind the scenes, but not many people even know about this stuff. As you can tell by our personalities on stream, we are very much like water and oil, and I did want to help him succeed. I truly did. Before we worked together, no one had helped me out financially like he did. And I grew up in a pretty bad area as a kid, which I don't want to exaggerate, but it was such a bad area that like pizza guys wouldn't even come to deliver pizza, and our school had to have like a massive steel fence put up around it because it was so violent in the area. There was shootings, gang violence. Most people I grew up with couldn't even afford to have school lunches or pay their bills. There were times
sounds like America.
My mother wouldn't even pay the internet bill for like 3 months. Like, and sometimes we wouldn't even have enough for milk and bread because they would prioritize alcohol and cigarettes on top of that. But looking back, I gave him way too much credit for what was in truth to him pocket change. I mean, listen to him speak for himself. Seth has plenty of money.
He said he made $1 million off it.
Also, though, I feel like people, I mean, if it's like a tweet, people always posture. So it's like, maybe he's telling the truth, but given all the stuff I've seen, he's probably lying. Just like Andrew Tate, just like all these famous people.
Yeah. Hey, get some of that money to me.
Yeah.
I deserve
And this
it
ties
more.
directly into Naruto versus Ichigo, which you guys are definitely interested in hearing about, especially after he cancelled it and only told his average 300 to 500 viewers on his Twitch. Naruto versus Ichigo was a project that came to fruition from our Madara versus Aizen video, which I slaved away and edited in record time. Seth always wanted to make it, and with our partnership of me being his editor and assistant, along with us being what I believe to be a cool replacement for Death Battle, it was going ahead. This project was always going to be beneficial for Seth, his channel, his credit, and his money going into it. I used to vocally always avoid taking any form of credit, even when I did the Patreon shout-out where I put it on my actual channel, which I then deleted when he accused me of being a bad friend out of literally nowhere. Then deleted me, accused me apparently not giving him enough attention when he thought that he was very sick from a certain thing which led to the world being locked down for the past 2 years. There will be an interview of me speaking with the head animator about the process of Naruto versus Ichigo, so if you want to know the actual...
But he was scared of being sick of COVID. That doesn't really do anything to young, healthy people. So if that's true, Seth was being a little bitch because you should, oh, COVID, yeah, you're not an old lady or you're not obese.
He supposedly a really jacked man.
Yeah, a really jacked young guy apparently, which I mean, I think he is in good shape from what I've seen the actual pictures of him.
But not better than you.
Yeah, but yeah, so it would be complaining about having COVID is a weenie thing to do.
He should be complaining about the concussion you're going to get.
About the whole project without saying it, you can listen to that because this animator was too scared to even speak to me about this stuff without thinking that I was going to tell people about it, and I want his story to be told because he has been kept under Seth's thumb for such a long time. If you guys see the shit that Seth has done to him over the years, you are going to be sickened. If the art and animation community has any balls and wants to come after one motherfucker, now's the damn time. Because of all of the crap that Omar has put up with over the years and how badly he's been treated with no one being able to stand up and say something to defend him, I feel bad for him because he works so damn hard and I've never had a bad experience with him a single time. The interview will be linked below, make sure you download it and share it everywhere. I would like his story to be told. I also removed our banger debunk of Madara versus Aizen because of cringe shit like this where I confronted him and he tried to play it off as, oh, it's just my Seth character, Clyde. What do you mean, bro? That's how I act all the time, even though I know him better than anyone else.
Yes, he's talking about just the Seth character. I think,
yeah,
like he tries to like yeah, like I do like my weeaboo persona. It's real, trust me. But they try. He blends it with his like private calls and like just always it's like weird. I don't know.
It's his excuse.
Yeah, it's like
oh, I was doing it for the stream.
Yeah, your persona is only when you're making your videos. If you're outside that, you should be a regular, decent human being. Yeah, it's just you at that point.
It's just you being a dick.
Yeah, it's like you using your like his little mask here to put over his face and be the guy he wants to be because he's a little cringe.
At least you show your face like a real man, like a real weeaboo.
Yeah.
You can If you actually listen to the video, even Chuck makes fun of him here because he can hear how lame Seth's being. There were 3 occasions where I stood away from the project, and during the most recent time was the final one. This was mostly inspired by something I'll explain in a second, but let's run through some stuff about the project, which if I don't explain here, will never be told from my perspective, which I know I'm going to get slandered for and thrown under the bus as a scapegoat.
Clyde has me blocked on Twitter. You know, he has me blocked, right? So I was actually going to continue animating or trying to get Naruto vs. Ichigo animated, but I got blocked by everyone. So like,
number 1, I helped the project get its initial Patreon money by uploading a shout out that I instantly deleted once Seth had spoke out in my messages about me apparently being a bad friend and not being available 24/7 when I also am juggling my own videos at the same time.
He sounds like a desperate girlfriend, a clingy girlfriend.
So this is the point where if you're doing work for somebody consistently and you're getting paid, you write a work contract. You have a formal contract, you know, with hours or whatever you're going to do.
I mean, even if you don't, there's a law of how many hours you can work.
Well, it's a difference of country per se, because he's in Australia. I'm assuming he's in America.
I assume they still have work
rights.
No,
they do. But this kind of stuff you have to have written. Go to a lawyer. Get it legally done professionally, and then you have a legal out. So if you're not getting paid, you go to court. You know, you get it. You know, you can sort it out like in an official capacity. And sometimes you need to do that. I mean, yeah, it's YouTube, but at the end of the day, it's your profession. If you're making enough money from it.
Yeah.
Genuinely couldn't give a fuck about, to be honest. I bet if my channel had gotten taken down for copyright or hacked or something like that, he would have loved it because then he would have had me under his thumb, completely reliant on him. Along with that, he has lied to you all about how much the project made and how much he did in regards to the project. In my content of the past, I hyped up Naruto vs. Ichigo all the time in videos that weren't even relevant to it, like for example, my Weeaboo video, and purposely hurt my own channel's content by having to avoid talking about war-related power scaling, as it would spoil the video as the anime is returning. On stream with him, I would always support him and help him get donations, whether it was in the chat or when we streamed together. I'd also do it on my own streams too by telling him to go to the Patreon.
He said there was going to be an interview with the animator.
I thought that already happened.
Oh, was that? Tried to mess with the project if they were to repeat. I spoke to a colleague, Clyde, how's he doing? You know, if they said something like that, well, he just assumed I was up to no good, which was never the case. I helped supervise the entire Bleach portion of the fight and was going to reread the series to scale Ichigo from start to finish, which he cancelled the idea of the fight breakdown itself, the part where we go through the stats and feats and explain who would win alongside the animation because he wanted the clout from the fight being uploaded without any talking or anything like that. And he started to say that no one would be credited in the video after I confronted him about how he was acting weird in our second Patreon shoutout that never got uploaded. The audio for that was genuinely cringe, and you could hear that I was trying my best to never take too much credit, infer that I did more than he did, and to hype up Seth as much as possible. It was just
stuck here until the end.
Him and how, like, in recording he would act
it's all just the same.
Give you guys context where I was trying to relate my childhood to his, not the sense of like playing Oppression Olympics or trying to say that mine was worse.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is
just redundant. I mean, I get it's different instances, but it's all
Seth the Snake. That's the summary.
That being said, he tells someone in private, man, Clyde tried to say that his childhood was like mine. And when I heard this from that person who reiterated it to me, I was literally dumbfounded.
I mean, he's just like, he's a narcissist, manipulator, jealous girlfriend.
This ego that's ridiculous. Kind of reminds me of the time when Heavenly Control literally tweeted that he was the main character. Pretty cringe.
HCA Florida Healthcare.
You know, see, that's
we
his
show
like
up for you.
This big ego.
So people always ask, how much did Clyde contribute to the project? Well, that's a very interesting question. So I started to donate pretty frequently, closer to the end of when we started to talk, because that's when I started to make decent money from both Twitch sponsors and my YouTube channel. Because my YouTube channel was
let's keep going.
Watch Weeaboo versus Ichigo. There's like blue spiritual pressure sparking off of his like limbs. Grimjar was the same. I'd spend hours rendering out clips for reference scenes. I'd sit with the animators to make sure that I could show
spent a lot of time and effort on helping Seth. Seth didn't appreciate it.
And he would listen. Like there was countless.
Let's keep
going. Like any employee, employer. It's like my boss.
Well, I mean, they're also supposed to be friends, and even a boss should appreciate their employees' work anyways.
Because I stood away from the project multiple times. It's never been an ego thing for me. I would just do it solely for you guys because I know how many people wanted it to be done.
Hey, League of Legends.
Can't do that though, because if I give you attitude on stream, it goes the wrong way. It's gonna be awkward as fuck on stream. So I always have to conform my personality to suit him on stream.
They called him Tistic. That's not nice. So that okay, of course, everyone knows every League player's toxic, so it's no surprise that Seth is a League player.
You should have just said this in the first minute.
Why didn't you just make a 1 minute video and just said Seth plays League? We would have gotten it right from there. We would have understood everything. He's the scum of the earth.
Can't do that though, because if I give you
challenge him to a league game.
Okay, yeah. Seth, I challenge you, if you're too much of a wimp to do YouTube boxing, 1v1 League of Legends.
I once made him rage quit the Discord call because he died in
the winner's the most cringe.
It was legit just a bad joke, to be honest, but like I don't know how he interpreted it that way to the point where he was that bothered that he had to leave the call, but whatever. I've even avoided him so much that I blocked him on all social media, and even when he was slandering me on his streams, I simply ignored it, tried to be a decent person, actively wanted to avoid the drama, and
good, just ignore him because that's what they hate. They hate to be ignored.
You can obviously tell because he's still going after.
Yeah.
I guess I can lie about it and pretend it just doesn't exist while it all blows over. Well, no, you cannot do that.
I love it. That's like when old boomers are like, turn off the internet.
I voted him to take up anime again, which he absolutely over-exaggerates his fighting ability about, because I don't enjoy talking about this, but I just can't stand people who lie about shit like this.
That's you.
However, apparently it's on stream or in videos, it's cringe. He didn't even script his fucking video on Mike Tyson versus Bruce Lee because Noodles took care of it himself and got no credit for it. After he's seen the success of the Conor McGregor video, which by the way, he tried to instigate a debate between Noodles and I on MMA because he didn't like people stroking my knowledge on the subject, and instead Noodles and I ended up agreeing on everything and now watch the UFC together pretty frequently. Also, by the way, Seth hasn't even watched my biggest video of all time, the Conor video, or any of my Bleach videos.
He doesn't give credit because he's the guy who only matters in his
Instead, in
mind.
call, he listened to
it's all him.
Slash and Jade give their thoughts on my Conor
but
video.
what they didn't realize, it was all me. I don't have to have anything to do with it. It was all me. But because everything, if you look at it, it traces back to it was the Weeaboo Warriors doing. Actually, because I allowed it to happen.
His career, but no, they just think like, what are you talking about, man? He's a millionaire. You got no money like he does. And I'm just like, dude, watch the video. You might also know that he got a lot of flack back in the day for the Logan versus KSI 1 fight that he reacted to.
Make this Weeaboo Warrior versus Seth the Programmer.
With Parrot, and this has nothing to do with Parrot here, but the lack of knowledge on the video really got him a lot of shit in the comments and on Discord. But even still, when he was streaming with me one time, I actually had a point correcting him on understanding his stream because he said understanding wasn't really fighter. I was just like, no, bro, like he's kind of like on his way to beating Anderson Silva's defense record, and he's beating everybody like they're trash except for Calvin Gastelum. And I was like, do I hold my tongue? Do I correct him? Like, you know, always have to be careful with stuff like that on stream. It was actually a debate that I had with him in private about a strongman versus Francis Ngannou, and he took the side of the strongman, and Noodle's going to test because he was there. That I stopped debating because I was like, I need to be careful because he's going to get pissed if I beat him on this. And yeah, he thought that the strongman could just take out Francis Ngannou when I was.
Let's keep moving.
Some dispute they had over audio work. And don't worry, if I need to defend myself on this situation, I 100% will, because I have all the emails, all the recordings, all the evidence, and I will not be blamed for the fact that one of the guys I met in your server, Seth, turned out to be a pedophile who was doing audio for us on the side. To mention this again, you'll also probably think that it's weirdly similar to the Surfbone situation, and it is. He didn't care whether Surfbone was a rapist or not, and to give the TLDR version of this, basically, someone on Discord overspoke, and they had said that they had drunk sex with a girl. Seth decided to turn this person into an alleged rape. Surfbone got the girl involved to defend him on call, clear his name, etc. Seth didn't care at all whatsoever. Threw him completely under the bus. Now, I'm going to actually say this too. I, for the longest time, thought Surfbone was a goofy motherfucker that I didn't like speaking to, but when I seen that happening, it was just wrong. Didn't feel right. The fact to see something like that going on, so that just, again, just more and more evidence to show that the dude's a weirdo, and he was willing to do that to a complete stranger just to save his own ass when he got critiqued for doing it. Also, he accused me of trying to steal money from him in 2019. I was so emotional that I was literally crying in call, and I said, bro, I didn't have any intentions to do anything like this. I've always had respect for you, and I appreciate how much you've helped me, and tried to equate his 2018 paranoia to this as if I had some weird fucking master plan, when in truth, we all thought that he was fucking crazy and impossible to be around because he was so weird to deal with. Even having a friend that was associated with someone that he disliked by extension, I get the blame for it somehow. The same thing also happened countless times with Omar, and he'd occasionally say the same about MJ in private whenever MJ would take too long to edit videos. And in all fairness, like, I love MJ, he is a nice guy, but he would take a long time in videos. But even still,
I edit my own videos, so clearly I'm better than Seth. He has to get other people to edit his videos. That means it's basically half of it's not even his work. It's that he just talks and apparently rambles and doesn't even script half his stuff.
Does he even write his own script?
Some people are scripted. I mean, they were saying some people are
unscripted. That's why I don't like them.
Unscripted, or other people are writing his scripts for him. I think some of his videos literally do have someone else write his other script, and then he doesn't edit it. He doesn't even edit it either. So it's literally just him talking. You would just like to hear his voice, like
in the shitty audio.
Yeah, it's shitty audio.
I've been complaining about for like 7 years. This guy supposedly has over $1 million, and he can't afford a $50 mic.
Yeah. That being said, Seth, I'd still collab for you because that would give me clout. But yeah, that just doesn't seem like he's getting a lot of money for not doing that much work. Which is smart, honestly, but
I bet he prefers geekdom. He'd rather live geekdom than asshole.
there's no need to be doing some of this dickish stuff.
You know, just language like that, just whatever. And it was like that with everybody. Like Omar of all people. So when I spoke to Omar, I couldn't fathom how oblivious he was to Seth's like true character. And whenever Omar messages me, I'm always surprised at how nice he is. Like this man sends me love hearts. He's always nice as hell. He's always like, yo, I'd love to do after. I'd love to work with you. And I'm just like, dude, like, how could you speak to someone of all people
There's
like,
a lot of
like
hearts
that?
in that
And Omar told us that
screenshot.
Seth not only was paying him a lesser rate because Omar agreed to it, but Omar had lost job opportunities to focus on Seth's work that would have paid better. And he was telling us that the majority of his psychology appointments was due to Seth's stress, and how his girlfriend, work colleagues, and others had told him to get away from Seth multiple times, including, like I said before, the people who stood away from the project that said, no way, this guy's crazy. I mean, I made a blue Prius stroke towards Seth once in call, which is some weird. I don't even understand the reference. I just copied it because it sounded funny. So basically, from what I understand,
we're getting close to the end, even though we skipped some of it, but we're getting there.
I hope there's a big reveal at the end. Yeah. Save the big things at the end.
At least a bit summary or
He's done this a
something.
lot even recently, like how he would brag about that he could physically assault myself, Swag, or Chuck whenever people would ask who would win in a fight, and he just sits there and brags about it like a schizo for like in 10 minutes, like, yeah, bro, I'd fuck them up and stuff. Like,
oh, he likes to brag about how he would fuck other people up in a fight? You bet you have to accept the fight now, Seth. I'm calling you out. If you don't actually accept it, then you're just talking. And just talking out of your ass, and everyone will see that you're just all hot air.
Do we need to make a promo clip now? You
Yes.
boxing and stuff? Put behind some dramatic music.
Yeah.
We'll Photoshop Seth's face in the video.
So, yeah, Seth, I know you got a big ego and like to talk about how tough you are, so let's put it to the test.
When we had drama during that time period, he made this tweet where he said that he could whoop Swag, Chuck, and I's ass at the same time, and we were all tagged in it, right? And 8 hours later,
At the
he
same
just randomly
time.
reliked his own reply so that we could see it. Like, that's normal behavior. Even during the
I
drama, someone was slamming him
mean,
off
I
the
don't
ground,
know.
and
I don't know these guys, maybe. But normally, one person, even if they're a really good fighter, beating 3 competent other men, even if they're not
Basically
that trained,
impossible.
is very hard, yeah.
You just get hit from behind.
Yeah.
Unless you're one punching everybody. But...
Yeah, I mean, there's cases where it could happen. Anything could happen in a fight. Even a weaker, smaller, worse trained person could sometimes win with a lucky punch. But yeah.
Or you pull up a thing and
Yeah.
hit somebody over the head with it.
Yeah.
Bro, he
It's not just 3-on-1 at that point. It's exponentially harder.
He's stroking my ego, loving it. And I'm like, man, that's the kind of person I was towards him during the worst part of my life when he tried to make me homeless. Along with this, I was showing a screenshot where someone had accused Seth of apparently making a girl suicidal or allegedly killing herself. I can't remember the specifics, but here's the screenshot right now. As I'm recording this, I'm just trying to remember what it was exactly, but I know that I have the image itself on the USB. And I showed him in private in case it was fake, when I could have just kept it to myself to use as ammo in case he popped off at me like he always randomly would. Though he may try to paint me as a money-loving rat, why would I do something like this for him? Just makes no sense. I even threw Trini and everyone under the bus to show that I was still loyal to him back in 2018, who were trying to help me, and went against all my friends' advice to cut him off. For the sake of perspective, why would I break away from him unless I genuinely hated working with the guy? I lose free promotion.
Okay, so about him almost making people kill themselves, yeah, that is really messed up. I think trying to do that is somewhat illegal. But yeah, you guys, I know some of you are in vulnerable mental places, but you kind of got to toughen up and don't let what other people say get to you. I'm not verbally attacking you for it, but just self-reflect and try to become a stronger person, because what they say really doesn't matter. They're just a bunch of atoms floating in the wind. They're in the universe speaking there's chemical reactions, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't matter what they say. So just try to get over it. Yeah, them and you, we're all going to be dead and gone one day, and you should just enjoy your life while you have it. So,
real nihilistic, huh?
I hope that didn't make anyone any more depressed, but...
So bad that I was willing to try and get loans, ask friends for money, and other means to get out of this situation. Even if I got a side job during this time period or any of the
you wanted to get out of. He was stuck with Seth.
Leaving him and
We get it. Money situation.
I mean, if your editing is that good, and I mean it is,
yeah.
You can go video it for a billion other people.
Yeah. But a lot of it was a product of the situation, expectation, and
I would say me, but I like to edit my own videos.
Unless you made a second channel.
All my talents that I've had have been wasted on him. All my talents.
I mean, honestly, $250 a video. I mean,
whatever, I don't really care. But yeah, if I do apologize to those out there who may have had bad experience, taking credit for it, and he also.
He's even linking tweets. I think he really made it.
Jeez.
He can't use it in his work portfolio to show it off to people because Seth has taken credit for it, and he also rarely ever gave me
taking
credit
for other people's
unless
stuff.
I would vocally say it in front of him on stream, because it was kind of hard to dispute if I was to say, wait, no, I did work on it, here's proof about it, which would look weird. But I would also try to avoid that just to stroke his ego. Here's him lying about editing the Kratos video as an example. Where's my credit? Me and Corey worked our asses off on that video to make it good. Corey actually used his ability to cut in text on screen. I did all the scan stuff and then like put the video together and the music choice. I came up with the whole Conor McGregor skit at the start. No one even knows about this shit. They all just give the credit to Seth. One of the bigger issues was the lack of wanting to give people credit to. It's not even like
if you say he did basically everything,
I'm proud that one of your closest friends is making banger content and staying up doing all night.
I wouldn't put up with that. I mean, I know you said you wouldn't either.
Like, this is the way he talks about, say, like, Six on stream, right? And then he says stuff like he could have did all this YouTube stuff without us. He thinks Six is a loser, and Six is meant to be one of his, like, closest friends. That's what the public thinks. He said countless stuff like this about me too on streams, and, well, the ones I've heard anyway, so, yeah. He also did the same with Chuck, and he'd do it just to get a laugh from a random stranger in the comments that will never speak to him beyond just a random comment like, hey, Seth, who would win? My father I haven't seen in 20 years, or Popeye? And I tried to bring up, like, the situation with Seth to Chuck pretty recently, just to see, like, what he thought about, like, the way that we've been treated over the years, and Chuck, for some reason, is in, like, this mindset that he brought everything onto himself because Seth Sadly, this wasn't paranoia either, because his eagerness to instantly shit-talk me and others on his stream was so commonplace that it was disappointing, which I'd never do, and I always
Still
avoided doing it.
shit-talking people.
And even wanted me to assist him with setting up his dating profiles. Despite his facade, he's actually quite antisocial. I guarantee that if I met him in person, he'd be a big shy boy too, which I wish I actually did, because actually, no, I better be careful. He might be young. When I became friends with Sniper, he was trying to
fists.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that Seth's a shy person, considering he doesn't show his face, and especially based off his picture, he's not like he's deformed or anything. So the only reason he wouldn't want to show off is he's either embarrassed about something, he's really shy, or he's afraid people will like go or in public like find him or something. I don't know, but
yeah. I mean, I could see if you had like a full-time career and you don't want to keep your private and public life.
I don't know about him trying to set up this dating stuff or whatever, because I heard Seth himself claim he was asexual. I don't know if he was lying because maybe he's just too embarrassed he can't get girls. He was claiming that girls were coming to him and he had to reject them because he's asexual. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, apparently you can't believe anything he says.
30 million subscribers was a fucking big deal, and he was sort of like, I don't know. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I literally didn't know how to react without being like, there was a really bad situation here. So on one hand, I had to be like, yeah, man, don't do that, yeah, bro. That's, yeah, I'll slip in. But I'm clearly bullshit, right? And on the other hand, I'm like, I feel like a male prostitute right now. What is this shit? Seth even at one point tried to tell me he was coaching Cubic and Yozu, who are challenger players at League of Legends. Challenger players at League of Legends. I want to put that into perspective so you guys understand how big of a deal that is, right? Because League of Legends is one of the most popular games on the planet. These people are in the top 300 of one region out of millions of players. And Cubic was ranked in the top 10 of the entire ranked leaderboard of North America. I even cut off Cubic and Yozu, who were nothing but nice to me, and I fucking like those guys. They were fucking really cool to me, yeah? And they were going to help me out.
Yeah, so this is again Seth challenging the League 1v1. Yeah, saying that you're coaching a challenger if he's not a challenger himself, like number one in the world, that's BS.
My Twitch chat back in around August, September, which was by the way, I do want to emphasize this.
Maybe he thought he was coaching him, and the other guy was just he didn't have the heart to tell him that, yeah, I'm 10 times better than you, but I'll just listen to you to stroke your ego.
That's a good idea. That's a good strategy. In Seth's egotistical mind, it was like, yeah.
When you see tweets like these, you can understand why I'd want to stay the fuck away from Seth. Definitely not aimed at me or Noodles or Carrot or any of these people who he hasn't talked to in voice chat for 12 months. For starters, his actual accolades, outside of being a voice in a video that he doesn't even edit and usually has other skills
yes. him. Yeah, he's a voice. That's it.
Unless it's on stuff that he knows well, like Naruto or Dragon Ball. His career's scary mystique has revolved a lot around his debate.
It's just the algorithm.
Because his greatest wins are all against anime fans and anime YouTubers and people who he has bullied into submission in his servers anyway, because if they talk too hard, they're obviously going to be gotten rid of, so they can't really overstep that. Or he tries to keep ammunition on people to keep them in line. Like, he used to try to spread this shit that Taurus was a pedophile because of some stuff to do with him being a teacher and him like looking at young girls or something like that, which is ridiculous behavior. I'll give you some perspective. He was so nervous before debating King of Lightning because I suggested he should debate King of Lightning because I thought that he would.
I saw this debate. It was actually pretty good. I like King of Lightning.
Be able to beat him, right? And I was like, that's good for your career. You should treat your career as kind of like an NBA sort of like perspective, where it's like if you're famous for doing something all the time, which is beating everybody or beating people where like you can sort of like take their name value, because King of Lightning I don't believe is a good debater, but in his community he has a name value, so if you beat him and it's on YouTube, the normie fans don't know the difference. And I'd always tell him this and try to be like, yo, you might think it's a waste of time, but these collaborations with Geekdom will help you, these collaborations with Swag are good for you. It's beneficiary in the long run because it makes you look good. And I was always telling him about that, and I helped him build that sort of persona from the start because he wouldn't have done it otherwise, because he didn't have the fucking common sense and knowledge to be like, yo, maybe I should kind of be like an MMA fighter or a boxer where like if I do get a notorious name around me, I'm gonna look unstoppable. And that's essentially what I helped him build. He once said to me in court, and I'm not even
did he say he wants to be a boxer? I think he just said, because I'm giving you a chance, Seth.
And that's essentially what I helped him build. He once said to me in court, and I'm not even be like an MMA fighter or a boxer where like if I
yeah, I'm giving you a chance in the boxing for YouTubers. It's like the most safe type of fighting you can do. Instead of a real professional fighter, you could go against another YouTuber.
I'm gonna look unstoppable, and that's essentially what I helped him build. He once said to me in court, and I'm not even kidding here, he said, well, Clyde, I've done it. I'm the best debater, man. I'm pretty much ready to retire. And I was literally dumbfounded of the absolute lack of self-awareness that he had from drinking his own Kool-Aid. I pretty much laid it out to him. I said, Seth, bro, like, no disrespect to you, but the people you've beaten are the Discord debaters and anime fans. Like, you could go into a random university and debate one of them.
Oh yeah, I remember Seth claimed he retired from debating or something. He thought he was like the best debater. He hasn't even beaten me yet.
Go challenge a college debate team and lose.
No crap. Like, I wouldn't even say anything like that about myself. Like, I'd like to think I'm a pretty competent individual based on the way I form my videos, talk on stream, etc. You guys know. Okay, now, I know for a fucking fact, in the politics server alone, there's probably 2,000 individuals that would make me look retarded in DC. You know why? Because I'm not fucking delusional. At the time, there was also talks of Seth debating people like Destiny and Jack, whatever his name is, you guys know what I'm talking about, but his excuse was, oh, we couldn't find a topic, and he tried to reach out on an alt account and nothing happened. But I'm just gonna say right now, I'll debate Destiny. I'll show you guys how much of a pussy he is. Throw me on stream, Destiny. I'll debate you on anything. We can talk about politics, sports, media, anything. I'll debate you. There's my official challenge. Even when he and I would debate on certain topics, I'd always refrain from being too dominant on certain topics because he just gets too fucking aggressive if he feels like he's losing or like he's quite you're being a rat behavior.
Yeah, see, that's the Discord debating. They just try to like literally fight each other with words and like outspeak, like just yell at them. Whoever's louder wins. Everyone should be calm and using their pure arguments to win, pure logic and arguments and reasoning.
It's hard to use pure logic and reasoning, something that doesn't exist.
Yeah. But yelling doesn't help.
I was his friend, and he wanted to get that dub over me.
But it does make it more entertaining.
Conversation, which he was wrong about. He took the stance of mentally ill countless times. Seth has also tweeted out he was apparently doing paintings, which definitely were not done by Omar. No, not at all.
Yeah, so he
taking credit for shit.
The same $18,000 deal that he got, which I set up for the both of them.
Being a taking credit,
because Swag got a deal that knew that he would always be weird to me and cool. I'll tell you something more
I'm
interesting.
close
So
to
I've
making
faced
my
a lot of
final
political
verdict.
and debated on some pretty spicy subjects. And the reason I did this is because no one knows this except for my close friends and family. Your boy Clyde's actually Jewish, and I faked all my political views so that he'd try and have ammo on me. I actually, on purpose, got an
Hey.
Ancestry.com DNA test to show to ask yourself who is Jewish and some other people, because I was suspecting that it would get spread around to Seth. Now, whether or not he's seen it is irrelevant, but this is relevant to the fact that he used to say I was a silver-tongued shit talker who was really good at making money, and my only goal was money. Looks a little bit bad when you find out about that, doesn't it? Because I tried to have pure genuineness to be a good person to Seth. But there you go, just more and more stuff I set up because I knew that he would probably either record me, lie about me, or just in general be a rat towards me. So I tried to go back to him and make sure I kept hold of all the screenshots throughout this video, which I've also got plenty more in a file just in case he responds.
I don't know. This
anyway.
seems
So,
irrelevant.
He's stretching a little. I was waiting for the big
I guess he's trying to claim that he's Jewish and he liked money. I don't know.
It turns out he is Jewish.
I mean, if he's serious, he's racist, but I feel like he was joking or just like being a dick.
Probably just a dick. At this point, it's just chalking up to he's a dick.
Tippo so much was because Seth had told Tippo back when they used to like pseudo project to him, and the amount of casual shit talk that he's done in both messages and on his stream about you should speak.
Saying that like prosper.
Talking about his parents to strangers. That doesn't sound appropriate.
I also talked about this earlier, but even bragged about having role-play messages of Chuck, which he wanted to use against.
Saying that like prosper. That is like a bum that doesn't have a job or something, but
reason to lie to you. Be f***ing careful, my friend, because if you're told this anything personal, he's going to use it against you. Your channel is doing well, but don't allow yourself to be his toy. You're nothing but a side project to him, and the amount of casual shit talk that he's done in both messages and on his stream about you should speak enough, man. Be careful.
I don't know, because Six's stepdad is like a bum that doesn't have a job or something, but his mom is super rich, so
What
I don't
the
know
fuck, man?
how their dynamic even happened. Like, did they meet up
Okay, so
Tinder or
he's
something? Like, how did that
talking
work?
shit about his parents.
Why are you saying that?
Dick
Like,
move,
prosper.
dick move. Don't talk about people's families,
Because they
especially if
meet at
they're
work,
in a
you know,
bad
like,
situation.
I sort of also talked about this earlier, but even bragged about having
Don't talk about people's personal stuff unless they give you
because they were
permission
actually at
to.
one stage tonight living in a place with Seth and then like have a sort of YouTuber house, which Seth had offered me in the past to live with him. But the problem was, as much as I would have liked to, you know, as friends and do the YouTube stuff together, which listen, it would have been cool, the idea. I knew that it would have gone wrong if I got stuck in the USA or he was weird towards me in person. What the fuck would I have done? I would have been fucking stuck there. So that would have just been ridiculous. And I've been
That would have been a bad
around
situation.
so that's
Then you get then the real abuse happens. You get locked over to the visa or something.
Or he would physically abuse them.
Yeah,
He might sexually abuse them too.
I had contact with the guy that ran the channel, so when he deleted me off Discord, Seth, I got him to change the title.
Good thing you probably did. It's probably a good thing you
It's a
did
very
do
good
that,
thing you
yeah.
didn't come over here, especially with your, you know, self-admitted, you know, problems.
All he had to do, like I said, was just not be rude to me
That
and
would
others,
not
but
be
he couldn't
good.
control himself. I really sadly have to say this too, but Seth, I will make a follow-up response with way worse shit than what's in this video if you lie in your response about me, so please be careful with what you
So
say.
apparently there's worse
What?
stuff.
Are you kidding? Okay, now he's just baiting us. This is just bait. That's ridiculous.
Be pretty weird. You've done it plenty of times before. I personally don't think you have any integrity, so
If there's anything worse than this,
to expected. And I should say this too.
call the police, right?
Yeah, if it's worse than this, just straight up
Okay,
call
now
the
see,
police.
now the thing is, if there is actually worse thing than this, than he has, and he hasn't released it to the police or something, that means there's something wrong with Clyde too. I mean, that's just
Well, if it's illegal stuff. I
yeah.
don't know.
Well, I'm assuming
because
that's what he's implying.
Because the worst thing in this video is definitely the taking advantage money wise
Yeah.
of people and lying about the money, so which seems illegal to me.
And
And
then
also
pressuring people
trying to
who are-
bully people
yeah,
into
exactly.
suicide.
That,
so I mean, I don't know
which
how.
is also a crime,
yes,
so.
exactly. So I don't know what could be worse than that, or if he just means worse than most of the stuff he said in this, which is mostly just him being a dick. But there's some of the stuff in this video is pretty bad. So if it's true, which it seems true, but like I said, I don't know how well this evidence would hold up in a court of law.
Well, I mean, most of it wouldn't
Yeah.
because you can't prove most
Yeah.
of his messages anyways.
Let's be real. I could have asked for more, and I never did. In 2021, Seth even offered me more money after he'd already paid me that same year, but I turned it down because I didn't
The
want to
only
get more
good
debt
thing
with
is
him.
that
I
it's
hated
been
working with him. Yeah, he'll still claim I was
consistent
motivated by money.
users. I've
It
been
shows you how
keeping track.
unrelated he is to anyone's problems other than his own. It's also funny how he claims he could have made it without me, even though he asked me to supervise his Goku Power Scale Mammoth video, like the whole hour portion that Chuck did to make sure it was done right. And he said himself that he only trusted me to supervise the Star Wars video, which I think someone called Crisis worked on. Yeah, he wanted me to make
Okay,
sure.
yeah, it sounds like you are heavily involved with how successful Seth became, but he probably could have still become very successful on his own. It would have just he would have had to put in more work, unless he gave up because it was so much work. If that, then he wouldn't have done it. But if he had the actual,
Well, he was already well known
yeah,
at this time anyways.
But if he had the work ethic to keep going, he could have kept becoming more popular.
I mean,
but
to
it
be
does seem
honest-
you heavily influenced how popular he did become.
I mean, one of the reasons Seth annoyed me so much is because he'd come out with a video so infrequently.
Yeah, now he's doing him a lot. I guess he has other people working on him. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. He's good. Well, I don't know. He like had a whole.
Well, he
like,
was the
stretch of
race to
videos
like a
coming out.
million subscribers, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Me that had the final say on the
Or
video.
he
So
was
he
really
obviously did have
desperate
my
for money.
expectations of my ability to
Yeah.
look after his videos because I clearly treated them really fucking well. I put so much work into them that I literally, if I had enough time, I made them as good as my own. Goku vs Superman, the Kratos videos, the Goku vs Saitama, the Death Note content part. I made those videos so good for him because I wanted him to be happy. I did a lot of it out of pure passion. If he was nicer, we'd probably still be working together. All I wanted was for him to respect my wishes, show people a bit more respect in
That's
general. And I don't mean like
it's just an
weird
abuser,
assholes or it's just pure
abusing
baseline respect like you give
situation,
anybody else,
really
right?
what it
As long as
is.
he rolled back the tone, which he improved a little bit, but it was still there all the fucking time, we'd probably still be working
That's
together.
an employee right there. It's like, I make more money for my boss
I always go out of my way
than
to hide something
I
about him on
make.
screen. I always
That's
tell
how
people
it
not to
is,
speak about him
sadly.
badly in my server, in private. These are people who have their own opinions about him, but I do it because
Capitalism
like,
in a
don't do that by
nutshell.
extension. I don't want any association with shit talk about him, James, or anyone. With James, I've even tried to stop it even more recently too because a lot of his server doesn't like me, which is whatever. But that's what I'm saying. I'll try
Let's
my
get to the end of this. I don't think there's any
to be honest, my mental
bombshell
health
at
was
the
so
end.
bad, I was going to delete these social media accounts and just off myself. I even had a couple times where I had like an ex-girlfriend reach out, and it just set a lot of them because, to be honest, my mental health was so bad, I was going to delete these social media accounts and just off myself. I even had a couple times where I had like an ex-girlfriend reach out, and it just set me off so bad that I just wanted to get away from everything so much. I cut off so many people. That's the truth. When he and I stopped talking, I had to make a completely new Twitter and Instagram to purge all connection with him. If you guys could, by the way, follow my social media to help me regrow those, I'd actually appreciate that because I've destroyed so much of my stuff outside of videos for the sake of this stupid relationship that I've had with him over the course of the years. And also, if you want to reach out to me for any reason, my business email is in the about section on my channel. The same goes to my other social media. I don't like to reply on Instagram to people, but you're more than welcome.
Where's your about
to give you guys
email?
further context on what I was dealing with while editing for Seth, there was even times where I had to end my streams early due to heart pain that I was experiencing from overworking and my sleep issues. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting to have a
You
heart
gotta,
attack every day.
I hope he's been seeing a doctor for that. That does not sound good. Hopefully he hasn't been abusing the drugs or anything too.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I've been pretty scared. So I've woken up with heart pain because of this stress and overworking.
Take drugs responsibly, kids.
Especially when you're depressed.
Just kidding, kids. Don't take drugs. That's for adults.
Unless prescribed by a doctor.
Behind the scenes and how stressful this has been. I'm not gonna lie, I've been a bit of a bitch about it too. I should have stood up way longer ago and did something for people because there's so many other people who've had worse experiences than me. Like, I still regret, as an example, the absolute like talk that H2 Mass received in bullshit, all the violence, all the degeneracy I was around when I was younger, and I've still worked my fucking ass off and been a loyal motherfucker to this guy, and still nobody knows the situation whatsoever. They don't know anything. They just know me as, oh, he edited for Seth, he begged him for rent money. That's what I've come down to.
Worked hard for him. He was a
and gave their
dingus.
all to Seth even while he was fucking shitting on my livelihood and my credibility all the fucking time on a moment's notice, just to get a laugh out of the comments.
He's an abuser. As long as everything is here is true.
Sarah V, but your skin
I'm sure
fades.
Seth will make a response.
Yeah. Might say that I can take care of this
If you guys, if this video gets views and you guys want, I'll make a response to Seth's video, and then maybe it'll be on the other hand. Maybe I'll be destroying Clyde and trying to get him off the platform too, so I could become the most famous YouTuber on this, or the most famous anime YouTuber on
So
here.
you're telling me this was your plan the entire time?
Yeah, I'm taking them
You're
down
pitting
both.
them all
I'm pitting them against each other. Honestly, I'll have my unbiased response.
100-year
But
plan.
from here, watching this video, it seems, I mean, there's a point of view from every perspective, I'm sure, but it seems Seth is the crazy abuser in this situation.
Yep.
Literally won't take accountability for
Borderline
anything.
criminal.
Yeah. My biggest regret is how much work I
If
put
not
into this
actual
channel.
criminal.
Yeah. Because hypothetical different reality Seth is probably at like 300,000 subscribers right now. He might get lucky with a couple bangers and maybe he got to like 400k, but let's be real, I carried that channel. Looking back, I essentially built my own biggest enemy out of blindness and loyalty to someone that, because they gave me some pocket change, I thought they were treating me better.
You can carry a channel, but at the end of the day, it wasn't your channel.
Yeah,
so.
And also, Clyde, if you want my recommendation, I think one of the reasons why you're not as big is because you're only doing Bleach. I mean, maybe if you just love Bleach so much, that's all you have your passions for, that's fine. Just keep doing Bleach. But yeah, Seth does pretty much everything, which is why he has a broader audience. But yeah. Especially since, I mean, Bleach is getting big again, so that's good for you. But like, it was it got canceled for years, and they didn't finish the animes until recent, and they're starting doing it again. So yeah, that tells you how popular it is compared to some of the other ones. It's coming when the anime's done. Don't rush me. I told you I'm a perfectionist.
So I've been recording so long in this video that I've even lost my voice so far, which is really annoying, but I never got into this
video. Speaking of losing your voice recording, yeah, I started losing my voice at the end of my Naruto tier list at the end of it because I was talking so much.
I'm appreciative of his financial help, which most think I was underpaid for because of how much it went just beyond editing, recording debates, editing Twitch streams, being available.
I think the moral of the story is don't be a dick.
Yep.
And everything that you send on the internet is available for everybody to see.
Yeah, you guys know. I don't even have the energy to stream because I have to keep all this stuff to myself and I have to be fake on stream. I have to literally hide the truth from you guys all the time and pretend that I'm like okay when in truth I'm sitting here stressed as all the damn time. I'm not the first, I won't be the last. I dealt with this and tried my very best to ignore the drama in a very mature way while realizing that being his best friend was very toxic, and I thought that hey, if there's one person that might get, that might get a bit of leeway here and he might treat differently, it'd be me of all people. Relatable childhood, countless
summarizing up
conversations, all the time I put my blood, sweat, and
Seth was not a good friend.
Beyond just a bit of payment, which it was never for that. I just needed the assistance financially, and it's like pretty clear. I tried to fucking kill myself with a PlayStation controller because my stepfather abused so much.
Whoa, what?
I tried to kill myself with a PlayStation controller. Would he try to strangle himself with it, or is it wireless and he started bashing his head? What the heck?
Try to swallow it.
I still be able to avoid that delusion and know that like there is a little bit of good in the world, regardless of how my life was. Like when I was 11 years old, as an example, man, and this is depressing to admit, I tried to kill myself with a PlayStation controller because my stepfather would abuse me so much that I'd be trapped in my room and I couldn't do anything about it. That's how badly I wanted out, and no one helped me.
I'm just morbidly curious to how he was going to attempt to do that.
I waited 10 years for it. I wanted to make videos, pursue my manga story, and live a normal life. That's all I wanted was to just live a normal life and do YouTube. But to anyone I was arsehole to in the past, especially during my worst of times, I'm very sorry. I apologize. Whether it was a debate, YouTube comment, stream, or cut anyone off for any reason, I do apologize. Thanks to those of you who listened to what I had to say in this video. I'm risking a lot here, but I'm at least not going to die one day until people hear my side. I know that a lot of you have a brain and can read between the lines. Like I said,
I do have to give him credit if this is true. I mean, he probably will be targeted to some degree, I would imagine, by Seth's larger fan base and more crazier fans. So, mad respect if it's true.
Yeah. Okay. So, as it says right here, thank you for listening to me. But yeah, that was Clyde really opened up here. So if everything he said is true, then I feel for him. He had a lot of messed up things happen to him. Seth was a bad friend. And speaking of Seth, my diagnosis with him, like I said, is He's an egotist, he's a manipulator, and the drug is my fist in YouTube boxing. So let him know I challenged him because I'm not too big, not too many people probably watch this video, but I assume some of you, at least one person will watch and hear me. So at Seth on his Twitter or whatever, on his YouTube, spam him.
Don't harass, but spam to an appropriate level.
Yeah, I don't condone harassing people. Just let him know that he's been challenged, and he's a pussy if he doesn't accept. And he likes to talk shit about how tough he is and he can beat up multiple YouTubers at once. Well, let's see him take on one first. Okay, that's where I'll end it here. If you guys are really interested on this and maybe want me to watch more, I know Noodles did a video on it too, and he's the one who told me that he wanted me to look at this. So if this gets enough views and enough people want me to, maybe I'll react to his too. But yeah, I mean, I assume it'll be similar stuff. That's pretty much all I have to say about this right now. So until my next video, which you guys subscribe so you see, I make tier lists if you're not familiar with my channel on how strong characters are, blah blah blah. I do versus battles sometimes. Sometimes I do reviews of things if I feel like it. Just whatever, anime, movies, fiction, yeah. So apparently now, if Seth gets canceled, I'm gonna be the #1 YouTuber eventually, if enough of these guys get canceled, because I'm pretty low on the totem pole right now, honestly. So let's get myself to the top, okay? Goodbye.